Okay, we're live right now. There we go.
Yo.
Welcome, everybody. It's me and Endymion, and I'm here with Cabrutus Rambo. And we're going to have a few more people showing up throughout the stream. They're just a little bit behind for now, but that's fine. No big deal. But for now, it's just us two. So basically, the whole point of this stream is we want to react to the Dragon Age Veilguard reviews. We're going to start with the Skillup one. And we'll look at, I haven't watched the MrMattyPlays one, so watch a bit of that as well. And then a little bit of the IGN one. But I want to see what exactly gets said. I'm really interested to watch the Mr. Matty one because I haven't watched that at all. I've only watched the first maybe like 10 minutes of the Skillup one, so I don't know 100% what's happening there. So we're going to see what goes on. But hello, everybody. Oh, okay. We might have someone else joining soon for a bit. I don't know if we should just start right away or I'll wait till he gets in here. Let's see. I'll wait like 30 seconds and we'll see if this guy joins. If he doesn't join, we'll just start it up right away and start looking at stuff. Okay, I'll just tell 1 sec to see if we can come in. We're about to maybe want to join. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so I just want to know what everyone thinks about Endymion and Cabrutus look like brothers. I mean, honestly, a little bit, you know. I mean, it makes sense. It's okay.
You look like a Brazilian, you know that?
I know I do. I know
you
I
really do, man.
I know. I look like I'm Brazilian or I'm like something like that. I get that all the time. But like, because I'm part Armenian, so we the dark hair and the darker eyes and like,
yeah,
obviously, right? Yeah, that's why I know. I get it all the time. All the time I get people in real life looking at me and start speaking to me in Spanish and shit, and I'm like,
but also your face, bro. Your face is I mean, it's you. I mean, it's very common in Brazil. I don't know. I don't even know how to explain. I don't know if it's your nose, your face shape. I don't know, but it's very common.
Yeah,
in Brazil.
honestly, if I got my blood taken or whatever, and they like check me out to see what I am, I would not be surprised if they checked me out and they were just like, yeah, bro, you're actually part Brazilian or something, and I'd be like, yeah, I don't even like doubt that for a second. But here, I was gonna send an invite to one more person, and then we can start up this whole thing. So all right, 1 sec. Oh shit, there we go. Okay, we're just gonna start reacting now, I guess, and then as people come in, we'll just start doing it. Okay, let's add this to the thing. We're gonna put ourselves on the side here, or maybe more like this. That's probably better. Or we'll do this for now. There we go. So we're gonna watch a Skillup review first, and we're gonna stop it at times so we can react to it and talk about it. And just to make sure, Cabrutus, have you played all the Dragon Ages or anything like that?
I am completely new to the Dragon Age franchise. You know, it never really drawn my attention, to be honest. And looks like I'm not gonna have a good start because this is gonna be the first Dragon Age I play ever for review purposes, guy. Please, some people are claiming, hey, Cabrutus, you're playing game. No, it's because I need to review it, that's the only reason. No, so yeah, I'm not.
Well, I'm a huge Dragon Age fan. I've played all of them. I've 100%ed Origins on Xbox, 100%ed Inquisition on PlayStation. I know this world inside and out, so I know everything. Like I know this world so goddamn well, it's insane. Same with Mass Effect. Like these are the two, for me, like the two sides of like gaming for me that like if you ask me questions about them, I can probably answer most of it. But let's start watching this review and then we can go from there. So this is from Skillup, obviously, if anyone hasn't seen it yet. His review is pretty much just completely blowing up. It's like 500 something thousand views or something like that. What's it? 600,000 views in 8 hours. Wow. Yeah, this video's number 3 on trending. Yeah, okay, so there you are. All right, let's start watching it. Here we go. Let me just make this the full screen. Oh, there we go.
And my opinion only. I expect that there will be a broad range of opinions on Dragon Age the Veilguard, and I encourage you to seek them out. I do not have a monopoly on truth. As I've said many times before, I'm just a nerd with a microphone and a YouTube account. My opinion is no more or less valuable than anybody else's. Okay? All right. So, Dragon Age the Veilguard is a colossal disappointment. I really can't put it any other way.
Already off the bat, we're off to a bad start. I just want to say Dash just joined, so hello, Dash.
Hey, thanks you so much for letting me on, Endymion. And
it's all good.
Brutus, oh man, I've wanted you on my channel like since the Chris Kindred thing. So it's good to finally be on a panel with you. Thank you for all that you do.
Yeah, nice to meet you, man. I think I've seen you on Twitter, but did you send me a message inviting me? I'm not sure if I see them.
Yeah, it probably got buried. They tend to get buried, those messages. But
send me again. We can schedule anytime, man.
Oh, awesome! I'd love to have you on.
Sure.
Yeah. So we're, as you know, Dash, obviously we're watching the what's it called, Skillup review here.
Yeah.
So I'm going to stop it at times. We're going to keep talking about it. This person here is saying that MrMattyPlays says it's garbage. Yeah, we're going to look at his as well, just in time. So let's just keep going. Here we go.
Spent 50 hours playing this, and it was time I desperately wish that I could get back. I started having my doubts at around the 10-hour mark. I was thoroughly checked out at the 20-hour mark, and the remaining 30 hours were just excruciatingly painful as I was forced to suffer through the endless morass of banality that is Dragon Age the Veilguard.
So he played
in many
50
ways,
hours.
Veilguard is a bigger disappointment than Anthem was. Like, if I was to hand LeBron a tennis racket, I'd expect to see some pretty shitty tennis. BioWare never had any business making a looter shooter, and so when Anthem flopped, its failure was easily explained, easily reconciled. But if I hand LeBron...
Just on the Sacred Brutus, what are you going to say?
This might be a hot take, but I liked Anthem.
That's okay. That's okay. Anthem, here's the thing, right? Anthem's gameplay was not bad.
Yes.
But everything else surrounding it was not good, obviously.
Yes,
I
that's the
understand,
issue. The looks, the concept, sci-fi stuff, where you shoot. I mean, it had everything to be a good game, that, in my opinion. It could have been a good game,
Anthem's the only game I didn't actually play officially. I played the beta when it first came out, and I right then and there, I was like, this game's not for me. And obviously it failed and it's dead now, so you can't play it anyway, but it's not for me at all. But let's keep going, because the beginning of his review is just terrible, but in a good way terrible, if you know what I mean. Let's just keep going.
Okay.
Basketball, I expect to see some fucking points on the board, and it's impossible to imagine a bigger home court advantage than this for BioWare. The Dragon Age franchise, one of their most beloved and most successful. No pressure from EA to cram in all sorts of live service bullshit like it was meant to have at one point, but they pivoted away from that years ago. There's no in-game cash up here. There was obviously plenty of development time and budget. There was the freedom for BioWare to make a BioWare-ass BioWare game without any compromises and without any excuses. In no way, shape, or form did BioWare meet the moment and capitalize on the opportunity that was handed to them. Dragon Age the Veilguard apes the most superficial elements of a BioWare game, making no effort to modernize what is a now fairly dated formula, while delivering absolutely none of the writing, characterization, and imagination that made its previous games so great.
It's just like everything he's saying is so scathing, and it doesn't make any sense when you tie this against the IGN review. You know what I mean? Like, everything they're praising, this guy is destroying it. And oh my god,
I don't know about you guys, but I trust this guy more than IGN.
I don't know. Me and Skillup, he blocked me like years ago, so I am not particularly a fan. I remember his Ghost of Tsushima review, though. It was it was pretty wild. I was a big fan of that review, but yeah, he's tearing this apart.
Yeah, this is really bad. It gets even worse, though, so let's keep going.
The writing is, frankly, terminal. It lacks any nuance or wit or wisdom. It cannot communicate ideas except to say them aloud to the camera. It manufactures petty, unbelievable tension because it doesn't know how to create anything more real, and it's too scared to ever be truly confronting or dark for fear that it might make the audience uncomfortable. Every interaction between the...
That's another big problem for me. So there was a person, there's a YouTuber named Nure. I had her on stream last time. She talked to a playtester that played this game, and one of the things that he said was that this game, all the edges are like sanded off. There's nothing rough about this game at all, because they don't want to offend anybody with this game at all. And anyone who's played Dragon Age knows Dragon Age is they tackle a lot of controversial subjects, but that's what makes it interesting. So the fact that he's confirming that they never go down the path of darkness in terms of like anything controversial whatsoever, horrible. Well, let's keep going. It's awful.
companions feels like HR is in the room, and every interaction led by
That's
the
such a
main
bad line.
character,
Oh my God.
Rook, sounds like he's addressing an under-12 soccer team before a semi-final, or teaching toddlers how to properly share toys. The way you build relationships with your companions is so woefully outdated. Drawn-out quest lines completely divorced from the main plot, starring disposable villains and recycling the same settings, enemies, and bosses you find elsewhere. The romance system feels equally antiquated, heavily reliant on the "we'll bang, okay" button, even when it doesn't make sense for that to be an option, with no supporting systems behind it to make your romance decisions feel believable or consequential.
So that's bad too. What people should know about this game is originally Dragon Age 4 was supposed to be a live service heist game, which makes me believe that's why the main character's name is Rook. Because if you look at Rook in the original reveal trailer for this game, they're dressed all roguish, they have a hood over their head and everything like that. So I think what they did is they took the character of Rook from that live service version of the game. Oh, we have another person joining. One sec. Hello, Grums. How you doing?
Hey, what did I miss?
We're watching a really bad. Not a bad review. It's a good review from Skillup. It's just really bad in terms of like it being scathing. So
Oh, any review is bad if it says anything negative. You get negative strikes from BioWare, right?
yeah. So far, you're saying everything's Go ahead, Bruce.
I just want to ask, by live service, you mean a MMORPG? It was supposed to be a MMORPG, you know, the first Dragon Age.
The way I understand it, they wanted to make Dragon Age into this like infinitely replayable heist game, where it was supposed to be set into Winter. It was originally codenamed Morrison, I believe it was, and that's probably why the levels we see in this game are as linear as they are, because they were probably more designed originally to be like these smaller self-contained levels that you run through with a team, you beat, you get your loot, and then you reset over and over and over again. That's what it was originally. And then obviously that didn't happen. And then they turned it into a single player game, but they reused the assets because you might as well. So that's why, and especially for me, like, and fans that are watching, you guys know, like, the Inquisitor is the one that's tied to Solus, not Rook. So the fact that we're playing a new person to do this is so stupid. But I don't know if anyone else has anything to add before we keep moving on, but go ahead. We're good and keep going.
Sure.
Yeah. All right, cool.
World design is so weird. I have never encountered worlds quite like this. They feel more like Overwatch maps than actual explorable spaces, and they're littered with puzzles so mind-numbingly stupid that I wonder how little BioWare must think of our ability to solve puzzles. And the combat is like, man, shallow is too kind of word. The lack of enemy variety, the sponginess of those enemies, how limited your control over party members is, it all makes combat so utterly mindless and so breathtakingly repetitive. Let me put it this way. I spoke to 2 other reviewers who both ended up lowering the difficulty to the easiest setting, not because it was hard, but because it was just so drawn out and so boring. I've never done that before for any game that I've reviewed, but I did it at the 40-hour mark here, and I swear to God, I wish I did it 20 hours earlier.
That's a horrible look.
This is this is something that, I mean, I think Grums can talk about this even better than me, but don't you guys see the pattern? You know, whenever we have like this woke, fast bullshit infested game, you know, the gameplay and the technical aspects of the game are generally also trash. And then the people on the other side of the cultural war, let's put it that way, they say, hey, the game flopped because it wasn't good in gameplay mechanics. Technically, it wasn't. Yeah, okay, fine. But why is it so common to see woke trashy games to also happen to be technically speaking, trash in terms of gameplay mechanics?
Because of their promotions.
Yes, and they focus on promoting political agenda instead of focusing on building an actually good game. I think that may be, one of the causes. I don't know, Grumps.
I mean actual promote. Who they promote. Because if you have a DEI infected studio, what's the first thing to go? That's meritocracy, right? Because meritocracy is, look, the philosophy is that meritocracy is inherently evil and patriarchal because it favors a power-based system, and it doesn't give everyone who had the a chance. It's not about equal opportunity. It's because the system was holding them down. So what do? They deliberately uplift people, meaning put them in positions of power, in that have the right gender criteria or the right, ethnicity criteria, and merit is not part of the equation at all. And these people attain these positions of manageable power. And I can tell you that so many of my friends in the industry say that people who don't know what they are doing get put in charge. So two things happen. The people who are really talented, who are passed over for these positions, they leave. The developers who are talented are tired of working for people who don't know what they're doing. They leave. And what do you have left? You have a lot of DEI hires that don't know what they're doing at all, making gameplay decisions, making story decisions, making business decisions. This is the effect of DEI lowering the studio's quality overall.
Yep, I agree. This to me doesn't feel anything like Dragon Age. In really any way, just like the way the art style is alone, it looks like the concept art for Dragon Age 2 brought to life, but somehow worse. That's the only way I can describe it.
Well, that's the other thing. Yeah. There's this sort of weird fetish that they have, this ideology that doesn't want to read the source material, doesn't want to honor the past, but is eager to remake things into a new world, remake things into their new image. And for this regard, it completely pisses off existing fans who all they want is more of what they enjoyed in the past.
Yeah, like continuity goes out the window with woke stuff. Like, they'll make it safe and they'll retcon whatever they need to in order to make it ideal for their modern ideas.
Yep. They think they can make better, and they want to prove not only themselves and to overall audience that they are actually better. I think it all comes down to, also ego, that these people have.
Well, they threw out the art style that people were used to, and they swapped it for this weird new. I don't want to say cartoony, but a little.
It's discount Baldur's Gate 3.
It's what?
Discount Baldur's Gate 3. I feel like this whole game is just trying to outdo Baldur's Gate without all of Baldur's Gate's great game design and stuff like that. So it's just discount. Baldur's Gate was very promiscuous. Let's make our game even woker.
Yep. Safe horny is the way a lot of people put it. Safe horny.
Safe horny.
You can have it, but it needs to adhere to what these people find. You see it in Kotaku all the time. They're saying oh, look at these hot men. But then if you go out and say well, I like Stellar Blade, and they go, you're a bigot. You know what I mean? It's a safe horny thing.
Well, yeah. Baldur's Gate had enough gay that the sexy women could be allowed, and they overlooked it. But this one, it just seems like it does. I don't see no Shadowheart. I don't see no Karlach. So there's
Karlach's pretty much this Tash person. This person right here, this Kunari, if you will. For me, I don't even know what gender that thing is. Well, Tash is apparently non-binary. That got leaked by, again, that playtester from about 11 days ago, I think it was. He said that when I played Dragon Age a year ago, when he playtested it, he said that Tash was non-binary, a lot of LGBTQ stuff in the game, and everyone was kind of well, he might be lying. And now today we're finding out everything he said is true.
Yeah, I saw the screenshot. He calls himself non-binary. This is a fantasy game using modern terminology.
That's one of the biggest problems here. Let me just quickly find that. Here's the picture I got it here. If you can see right here, if people can see this. You guys can see this on screen here. So as you can see, what Tash is saying here is non-binary. I just said, and I'm going to use they instead of she from now on. So
you get a pronoun lecture. That's gaming value right there.
Yeah. So it's 100% confirmed that
I can't
Tash
wait.
is
Holy immersion break, Batman.
Is this character from the previous games?
No.
No? Okay.
His species, his race, he doesn't even look. They're supposed to be buff. I've played a little bit of Inquisition, and they're supposed to be a lot rougher and
the Kunari are from a different land. They have what's called dragon blood in them, essentially. That's why they have the horns and everything. The thing is that they've kind of taken the Kunari, and in my personal opinion, I think the Kunari look the best in Dragon Age 2. like the Aeroshock, which is like one of the main villains of that game, looked amazing. Like very bestial, scary looking almost. And then you got to Dragon Age Inquisition and you had the Iron Bull. He looked amazing too. And now we've kind of went to this weird, I mean, Skillup says it in his review at a certain point that like they modern audience, for lack of a better term, the Kunari. But I just want to read this one super chat here from Ministry of Wrong for 5. Why the graphics look like someone attempted to put ray tracing on classic WoW? I mean, maybe Grums can talk about that.
You know, that's interesting because I see this whole trend to sort of like Disneyfication of characters. I call it a sort of like infantilization. Like there's this trend to make everything kind of kid-like for adults, right?
Yeah.
Graphics wise. And even WoW changed. WoW used to be cartoony, but it had kind of an edge to it if you look at the original classic characters. And then it changed right around the Blood Elves time. It became very Disney. And then after that, it became probably even more kind of like kiddie looking. So everything's losing its edge. Everything's getting rounded off. And I'm not sure why that's a trend, but it seems to really resonate with the modern audience.
Exactly. That's
Grams.
yeah.
Grams, you know I'm a huge old school Blizzard fan, right? So let me just ask you this very quickly. About Blood Elves, was Sunwise, you know, the guy who made the art style? Because I'm a big fan of Sunwise art.
Yeah.
Especially when you talk about old school Warcraft. That's what you were just talking about.
It was
right?
Metzen and Samwise, yeah.
So it was him? That's a surprise.
Metzen was a huge art influence on
Interesting
stuff. He's not
there
just the story guy. Most people just remember him as the lore guy.
But what about Samwise? You know, the Didier Samwise?
Sam Didier. Yeah, he's a great guy.
I'm a huge fan of his art, man.
Yeah, no, he's fantastic. The art director for the Blood Elves was Justin Thavarat, who did the awesome Brood War cover with Kerrigan. He was art directing that expansion, and that's when it sort of started to change. And I don't know why. I wasn't there for that expansion. I can't tell you why it changed. I just looked at it and went, that feels a little too Disney for me. That, you know, Warcraft is always meant to be kind of edgy. Yeah, he did that cover.
It's my favorite RTS of all time, Brood War. If you never played it,
want to get into StarCraft.
Dude, this is the best RTS of all time, in my opinion. Brood War, really.
You know, another thing that did happen at Blizzard, I can tell you that and I don't want to get too much into WoW. A lot of the started getting outsourced to China, so for Overwatch, and so you know, I think that
I feel like Overwatch ruined everything. Personally, in terms of like character designs and stuff, like everyone tried to like Overwatch over time, and it's just had astronomical damage on the uniqueness and identity of a lot of these franchises. I mean, Concord's a great example of this too. So many of these games are doing it, you know. It's
I mean, Concord, I know that Concord tried to be Overwatch, but in terms of character design, I'm not a fan of Overwatch. I've never been. But in terms of character design, Concord is not even close to Overwatch.
No. Overwatch, like, I don't play Overwatch anymore, but Overwatch objectively does have strong character designs, like they do. Like Tracer, Reinhardt, Genji, so-and-so. Yes, they are objectively good-looking outfits and characters. I'm not going to, you know, try to deny that. It's true, it is. But Concord is just awful. And for me, what this Dragon Age game looks like, it looks more like a Concord than it does, you know, than Overwatch. So right here with us, Stay-at-Home Hippo for 5. Sten from Dragon Age Origins would demolish this disgusting excuse for a Kunari. Absolute disgrace to the people. I agree. Sten was a really good team member in the first game. He had his horns cut off, so he looked more humanoid. But like I said, once you get to the second game in the series, the Kunari don't look human at all. They look scary, and I love that so much. And I hate this whole we got to make everything look like just a human. There's the way I would explain a lot of the races now in Dragon Age Veilguard, how they look less like actual different races, and they look more like people cosplaying as these races in that world.
They look softer. They look softer.
Yeah, definitely.
The same thing happened to Warcraft, especially orcs, man.
Yeah, you just have to look at Inquisition to here, and it's completely different. Like it doesn't look like dark fantasy at all, which is what I assume Dragon Age is.
It
like,
is, yeah, it's supposed to be.
Do we have that image of the Qunari, the 3 in a row throughout the games?
Yeah, I think that let me find that quickly. But yeah, that's another thing that I'm talking about is like they just keep ruining everything and kind of just making it less and less interesting. And it's just not working for me personally. I know Pirate Nation had a photo of this. I'm just going through their media quick to find it.
Yeah, while you're finding that, there was a comment in the video where they talked about the puzzles in the levels being so stupid that it was insulting to the audience. I'm paraphrasing here. And, that's another thing about the modern audience too, is they feel like they can't have any difficulty in a game and that they have to have everything spoon-fed to them, and that this is the way that they assume that everybody wants to play the game. But sales have shown, Elden Ring, other games have shown that difficulty is not the problem with selling games.
No.
It depends on the experience, and that just by dumbing everything down doesn't automatically get you increased sales.
I mean, look at Horizon Forbidden West. For anyone who's played that game, you can't do a side quest or anything in that game without Aloy immediately saying like, I think I can grab that thing there with this rope. I think I can shoot that with my bow.
Are you serious? Right? Holding your hands, right?
All the time. And that was a big thing that I had a big problem with Horizon Forbidden West when I played it. I was like, can this woman please stop talking? Like let me figure this out on my own. I can do it. And she's just constantly all the time like, if I grab that box and put it there, I can jump up there. It's like, shut up. Let me figure it out for myself. Like that's the whole game the whole time.
Do you remember that video that if Doom were made in the modern age or something like that?
I haven't seen that video.
It's hilarious because it's got all these pop-up hints that come up. It's like the Doom gameplay, right? But then it's all these hints. It's spamming you on the screen constantly with how to solve the game.
I mean, yeah,
I would love an accessibility option in these modern games called Silence Women, and then we could just play the game.
Actually, if you play Samurai Warriors 4, I believe they actually have an option in that game to turn off women completely. And you can just erase them from the game.
Yeah,
I'm not kidding either. I'm not kidding.
That's peak gaming. That's peak game design here, right?
Yeah, I actually played the Quiet Place video game, and you can actually turn off yellow paint in the settings for climbing.
That's what I'm saying. Because when you have that, it just does that to you. Yeah, here we go. Here, I just found it. Here, look at this. So right here in Samurai Warriors 4, you have an option here for female characters, and you can go allow famous officers only. So you can have or you just disallow. Just turn them off. There's no women at all. You just turn them off right then and there if you want to. And honestly,
default for every game, man.
Honestly, it's based, but I think that's great. But Samurai Warriors 4, it's like Dynasty Warriors. I'm excited for the new one, Dynasty Warriors Origin. That comes out in January.
They have a new one coming up. Yes.
Yeah. But anyway, back to this right here, as you can see, the Qunari over here in Dragon Age 2. This is the Arishok, by the way. This is one of the main villains of the game. So in Qunari culture, they have the body, mind, and soul of the Qunari religion, I guess you could say. And the body is basically led by the Arishok, the general, if you will. So that's what this guy is. So very scary looking man, that's what he is. Even Iron Bull, I found he looked great too. He's actually voiced by Freddie Prinze Jr. and he did a great job. And then you get to here, and this is just what the hell is this? You know what I mean? This is horrible. But let's get back to the.
Are these the same character or just the same race?
No, same race, different characters.
Oh, okay,
different characters.
Okay.
The Arishok is spoilers. I guess he dies in that game. He's the villain, and then the Iron Bull, he's like a big mercenary guy, and it keeps going. But we also have one more super chat here I want to get through here from Accident Seller for Knock 20. I dislike how World of Warcraft has become more Disney-fied. Yeah, I mean, Grum's just talked about that. It's really awful, man. It's so awful what they're doing over there, and it's happening across the board. I mean, it's not just Dragon Age. It's everything. They're trying to sand off any and all edginess from everything because they don't want to get canceled, and it's horrible. And here from Roy Camacho for 2, Atreus was just like that in God of War. He won't shut up. I agree. He was literally Aloy. Your Kratos standing there engaged, and Atreus is going you should hit that with the axe. And it's shut up. Stop talking. Please shut your mouth. For the love of God, shut up, please. But let's watch a little bit more of this video here. But my God, dude, Oh, modern gaming drives me nuts. Let's keep going.
I feel you, man.
It's muted.
Uh-oh.
God, I hate these faces.
Endymion. I can't hear.
Oh yeah, Endymion, it's muted.
It's muted.
What happened?
Bro. It's muted.
It's muted.
Yeah.
Really?
For some reason.
Yeah, we're
I
not
don't know.
getting audio.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Let me
Let's
stop
see,
sharing and
you-
I'll reshare it.
Yeah,
1 second. My
you
bad.
got to reopen the window, maybe.
My bad. Sorry about that, guys.
Are you what browser are you using?
I'm on Chrome.
That's why StreamYard has incompatibility issues with Chrome-based web browsers. That's probably why.
Oh, really? Okay. Can you hear this now? We hear.
A few exceedingly rare moments.
You hear it now? Okay, my bad. Sorry about that. Here you go.
There wasn't a single aspect of Dragon Age the Veilguard that I actually enjoyed, and there are very few games that I play that I can say that of.
Jesus.
Wow.
It looks like a mobile
You're
game.
hurt, Nev, but the rest of us need to do something.
Yeah, like look at that. Linear, very linear.
Like most BioWare games, Dragon Age the Veilguard
Holy
begins
shit,
with
look at those
character
bodies.
creation. It is flexible in the sense that it has plenty of options and sliders, but it's all limited by one central constraint, and that's the game's very stylized aesthetic. Characters do not look like
Ugly
real people.
aesthetic.
They look like Pixar or DreamWorks characters. You think I'm exaggerating? This is Prince Charming from Shrek. You're going to tell me this man wouldn't slot right into the Veilguard aesthetic?
He's
Man, you
not
could drop
wrong.
him in
He's
right
right.
now as a companion character. And no
not
one would bat
wrong.
an eye.
Jesus
Oh my
Christ.
God,
It's
he's
a
right.
choice that
Dude, that's
BioWare
so
made. You don't
accurate.
accidentally end up with characters that look like this. On one hand, I
What is
respect
that
it because
thing?
they really swung for something different here. Absolutely. On the other hand, I really, really dislike how these characters look. I just don't like it. And I think it's a massive downgrade versus what this series has previously offered. Like, this is the new Morrigan, for example.
at her
If you've
chest,
never
dude.
played Dragon Age before, then this might not mean anything to you. But if you have played it, then this rendition is going to look pretty weird. There are other returning characters making cameos in this game. Stuff BioWare has asked us not to
Big
spoil,
head
so I can't show
killing.
it to you. But putting the new models side by side with the old models, it's pretty crazy to see how much worse they look here in Veilguard. Nothing compares, though, to what they did to the Kunari. Like, holy hell, I have no idea what they were
What did they
thinking.
do?
This
Look, see that? Here we go. You're like, look at Iron Bull. How much better that looks objectively.
This is the guy from the Vanguard,
This
right?
is from Inquisition.
And
Oh,
how-
sorry, it was the 2014
This,
one. Okay.
this game is 10 years old. That's on screen right now, guys, by the way. I just want
Yeah,
to point
okay.
that out.
It
to you.
looks
10
great.
years old. Looks
10
amazing.
Years.
And now watch when he brings it back to the Veilguard, which comes out in 3 days. Okay, let's keep going.
is how they used to look in the Inquisition. Like, truly badass and intimidating. And this is how they look in Veilguard. I mean, how on earth could BioWare have landed on these designs and thought, yep, that's it, ship it?
Sweet
The Kunari
Jesus.
redesign looks comically
What is
bad.
that?
And it's also kind of lazy because
What
now instead
the-
of looking like a truly
What the hell is that thing?
Oh
Look
my
at the
god.
muscles on the face, the lips, the sunken eyes, the hair.
That is just bizarre.
Oh my god, they ruined the Kunari, dude. They literally modern audience them.
They've got a AAA, massive budget, huge studio backing, and this is what they choose.
I've seen many B-side horror movies with no more convincing makeups than this one.
Like, do you guys see what I'm saying when I'm saying that the characters in this game look like cosplayers that are LARPing as Dragon Age characters? This is what I mean.
That's
Like,
a good
this
way
is
to put
someone
it.
you
Yeah,
would see at Comic-Con.
this
Gotta
is like
be
a
the
half-effort costume effort at Comic-Con.
Oh my god. Okay, let's just keep. I'm getting radicalized. Let's keep going.
distinct
I don't
race with a
blame you.
different
This is-
facial
this is
structure.
awful.
Red
The
pill
Kunari
to
now
the
Holy shit! Look at that beautiful.
Oh my, his face.
What is wrong with it? Its
Oh my
forehead.
god.
Look
Like,
at it's
it
an
looks- look,
outdoor.
How his lips, he looks like a fish.
No, this is a woman that becomes non-binary. Or yeah, I'm right.
That's
yeah,
a
I think I'm
that's a
right.
female Kunari, right?
That's a female Kunari, allegedly. That's
Dude,
what
look
that
at
is.
the forehead. Look at the forehead. Look at the size.
Look at the
of
forehead.
This.
Look at the nose. Look at the eye. There's not a
really
there's
off
not
with
a
that forehead.
hint of femininity in this design.
It's so
Nothing.
ugly. Jesus Christ! It's so
How
ugly.
did Morrigan and Liliana and Isabella from Dragon Age 2 even come from the same universe as this? I don't understand.
Can you show a female Kunari of the past game so I can have
technically the only female Kunari in the past games, if I'm mistaken, I believe there. I don't remember. I don't think there is any in Dragon Age 2. It's only males. Chat can maybe correct me if I'm wrong on that, but I think I'm right about that one. And then Inquisition, if I remember correctly, the only female Kunari in that game, I think, is you. If you are a female Kunari, and if they are, they're kind of okay looking. People still kind of had an issue with the way you could create your Kunari in Inquisition because they did not look as good as the Iron Bull does, for example. But this is like our first true female Kunari in the video game version, I guess you could say. There was one in the Netflix show. I forgot what it was called, but sweet Jesus Christ, this looks horrible. Let's keep going.
Humans with horns. It really sucks. These character designs are distracting and they weaken the game's ability to deliver emotional moments. I don't think your characters...
Look at him. Look at his main character. That is a child with a man's head. Am I wrong? Look at this.
Yeah, look at the proportions of his arms.
Look at him.
To his torso, to his head.
Made?
He looks like I can put him in my pocket and carry him around. Look how small he looks. And by the way, his character's a human. He's not a dwarf. Right? If he was a dwarf, okay, it's a dwarf, whatever. This is a human being, right? Look at the proportions of him. Like 5 foot.
The term is manlet.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, let's keep going.
Need to look realistic for you to have a strong connection to them. There are millions of games that disprove that point. But this uncanny valley thing, this half human, half cartoon thing, it catches on the eye the same way an off note catches on the ear. It's hard not to be distracted by just how odd everyone looks. And in the more tense, emotional scenes, I found that they're fake.
I will say, though, she looks good. Harding's from Inquisition. So people that played that game, every time you went to a new zone, Harding was the one that you would always meet first. And she'd be like, hey, this is the zone. This is what the zone's all about. This is what's happening. And then you could do stories within that new zone.
Well, the technology's there.
She's a dwarf, right?
Sorry?
She's a dwarf. Is she a dwarf?
Yeah, she's a dwarf. Yeah, she's the only character, in my opinion.
She looks good.
I'm like, they translated Harding very well from Inquisition into this game, right? I look at her and I objectively go, like, that looks like Harding. And I'm okay with her.
That just makes it more jarring because she stands out.
You're right. Yeah, you're right. Like, for example, I always romance someone in these games. I look at the cast of this game and I'm like, I don't want to romance anybody. Like, if I had just enough bullets, I'd kill everyone in the room and then myself, kind of a thing. You know what I mean? Like, I don't even want to romance anybody.
Christ.
Let's keep going.
Plastic faces made it harder for me to buy into whatever emotional distress they were selling. This is further compounded by BioWare's approach to facial animations, which is extremely outdated in 2024, especially for a game where you spend so much time looking at characters' faces. Like, take this example when my character is angrily trying to convince the Grey Wardens to act.
We don't have time to play Who's the Greyest Warden. You need to shut up and listen. The threat is real. The gods are coming, and they're bringing the right with them.
Or this clip when Rook is dressing down the team after a setback.
Last I checked, there are 2 gods out there. They've got plans, and we're falling behind. And if it wasn't clear enough after Demeter's crossing, it's clear
they look like
now.
puppets.
Bro,
They'll
come
rain disease and death
on.
across Thedas unless we stop them.
That looks like a puppet.
So that was
like Andromeda.
true. That was true when the rumors said that the facial animation was like Mass Effect Andromeda all over again. I think it hasn't improved at all. I don't think
7 years. You had 7 years between Andromeda and this to upgrade your animation for your face.
And so
Not to
much
mention
money.
the studio that made Andromeda.
Oh shit! Verbal's
shut
here.
down.
My bad.
Yeah.
Sorry, Verbal. There you go. My bad. Sorry.
Sorry, man. Sorry, I'm late. I had the goofiest emergency come up, but yeah.
Okay, we're just losing our minds over here. It's not a big deal.
Like,
yeah, I've noticed.
Absolutely losing our
when
minds.
Andromeda failed, they dismantled that part of BioWare. So, like, they should have completely new people, and they still mess it up.
Yeah, I mean, and not only that, but you would, as a studio, look at what went wrong with your last game, and you would fix it in the new game. And facial animation was definitely something that they were dogpiled on for Andromeda. You would think that they would have put a lot of attention to it. But what do we get instead? I think fantastic hair animation is what we got, but I'm not seeing it so far.
Yeah, because his guy doesn't have long hair. But objectively, if you do see the hair in motion, it does look good. I will admit that. At least, credit where credit's due. But his guy looks like he has a frog in his mouth and he won't let it out. Let's keep going.
In both instances, you really can't see the emotion that the voice actor is delivering. Compare those to this outburst from Cassandra 9 years ago in Dragon Age Inquisition.
Then we looked for Hawk, but he was gone too. We thought it all connected, but no. It was just you. You kept him from us.
Now look, for my money, Cassandra's face here looks angry and expressive. I'm not only hearing her rage, but I am seeing it too.
Much better.
And Veilguard never manages to make these two things line up. Setting aside the more contemporary comparisons they make to stuff like Baldur's Gate 3 or Cyberpunk or Guardians of the Galaxy,
off the screen.
BioWare was doing faces.
Fun fact, Guardians of the Galaxy, that game that flopped and didn't do well, the writer for that game is working on the next Mass Effect. So, please be excited. Let's keep going.
And facial animations better.
Holy shit. Look at that face. A new angle. Let me get the cursor off of it. Let's all just sit in that for a bit. Look at that. That's a Kunari, all right.
It's like you sculpted a Kunari face and then you just dropped it on the table a few times.
Yeah. She looks like she was drawn from memory.
I'm still not convinced that's a biological she.
Yeah, I'm not either. I think that's a man. I think that's a male model.
And you want to know what else I'm noticing too? A lot of these characters aren't their outfits aren't changing. I mean, I did see Harding at one point in his review. She changed a little bit, but like everyone else looks the same. I'm losing my mind. Keep going. It's fine.
To go, and that sadly is commentary that could be extended to almost every aspect of Dragon Age the Veilguard. The one exception to this, I think, is the visual design of environments, which are regularly stunning. Nice. I don't like how these spaces are laid out or what you do in them, but they do look really nice. There's a range of settings from cityscapes to forests to darkened swamps to old hollowed out Grey Warden fortresses, and they all look great in their own way. They each feel visually cohesive with unique architectural styles and color palettes that create a very strong sense of space and place. As I said, I never enjoyed being in these environments, but I did enjoy looking at them. I'll also say that
come
Veilguard
on,
runs...
if that's the best thing he can say about your game that was in development for 10 years, like, yeah, the environments look nice, but oh boy, everything else is pretty crap. It's like, what are we doing?
The environments look nice, but I didn't want to spend time in them.
And remember, we're talking about a BioWare game here.
I know.
Like, that's what's crazy to me. This is a BioWare game.
Oh my! Okay, let's keep going. Yeah,
extraordinarily well on a high-end PC, which doesn't always.
That's
happen
good. It runs
time,
well on
way,
PC.
Right?
Yeah, it's great.
I played this at 4K ultra settings, ray tracing enabled, and even without DLSS frame generation, I was still able to hit over 100 frames per second very easily. Wow. With lower settings, with lower resolutions, with ray tracing off, and with frame generation as an option, I think there's a huge amount of headroom for this game to run really well on lower-end PCs, but I haven't personally tested that, and I also couldn't test console performance.
So credit where credit's due. Okay, environments look nice and it runs well. That's good, especially for PC. That's good. I will, again, credit where it's due, but everything else is garbage.
I also do note that this game is on Steam day one instead of just being on the EA launcher, which is fantastic. It's also Steam Deck verified, which is that's great. Too. Most impressive of all, it's DRM free, which is a boon for not only performance, but also for game preservation. I really applaud EA for making these moves, and hopefully it's something that they'll continue to do in their future releases. The bottom line, when it comes to visuals and performance, Dragon Age the Veilguard is yet another reminder of how much more important art direction is over technical wizardry. Yes, the environments look really nice and the game runs well, but the main deliverable of a BioWare experience is a compelling saga starring a cast of characters who feel believable.
That's probably who I'm going to romance. Honestly, when I review this, that's what I'm going to romance. Nev.
She's not bad.
She's like the only one that looks like an actual woman that doesn't look weird and.
What about the dwarf girl, man? I like the dwarf girl.
Yeah, you would like him, wouldn't you?
At least she doesn't have the man jaw.
Thick. You like him thick, compact.
I understand you. Short stash likers on the panel.
It's okay. I'm probably going to go for Nev because it looks a little like my girlfriend, I guess. So
I'm a Brazilian. Of course, I like fake women. Of course.
There you go. See, hell yeah, brother. That's what we like to see here. Let's keep going.
the weird stylized waxy way these characters look is off-putting, and when combined with how stiff and unresponsive their faces are, Veilguard has immediately hamstrung itself in its ability to deliver on the promise of a BioWare game, a promise that is then thoroughly broken when we start looking at the writing underpinning all of this.
Oh Jesus, here we go.
People are dying right now. You need to listen. My cosmic steel knife. And you didn't mean to tell me. Bring that first one down!
Holy shit, they have Theo Vaughn in this game. Did you see him?
They have
That's
what?
Theo Vaughn.
Broken when we start looking at
Let me
the
find
writing
him.
underpinning all of this.
Where is he exactly? Right over here somewhere. We play a little bit. This is Theo Vaughn. There it is. Look, it's Theo Vaughn. Right there.
He has the mullet.
There's the mullet. There's some representation in this game. That's good.
I appreciate this guy's hair.
Yeah.
Mullets for the win.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
At least we got someone in this.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the writing of this game now, and in so doing, I'm going to spoil some minor things. No major events or
We're
reveals.
not skipping it. We don't
some
care.
little
Go
stuff.
ahead.
So if you're
We don't
sensitive
care.
to that, then you can skip ahead to the timestamp on screen. I'll give you a minute to do that now. Okay, here we go. Dragon Age games have, generally speaking, been pretty dark. I mean, the first
This
game
is Origins.
opens with a ritual where you drink demon blood to join a sacred order, and one of the other guys doesn't survive that ritual. He just kind of dies right there on the spot, and then another guy freaks out, and he's like, no, please don't make me do that. And then Duncan, who's conducting the ritual, knows that there's no way to back out of this ceremony, so he murders that dude in cold blood before whispering in his ear,
I am sorry.
now,
I
if
love that
that
game so
moment
much.
is like an 8 out of 10 in terms of how dark you might expect your fantasy to be, Dragon Age the Veilguard never gets above like a 2 or a 3 out of 10. It was genuinely shocking to me to see just how safe and cheery and bright and G-rated this whole thing was. Like, genuinely shocked, because there are precisely 0 moments where something happens that made me go, oh shit, all right, now we're talking.
Are you kidding me? Dragon Age marketed as a dark fantasy game, and there's no edge to it. There's no dark moments in the game. It is literally Fisher Price Rugrats, the game. Am I losing my mind here? I don't understand.
You can't
what they're
believe
doing.
it.
I
Like
believe it.
Verbal's a BioWare fan too. Like, you know, what the hell is happening here?
Dude, I honestly, this hurts, man. Like it does. Like it really does hurt. BioWare is the company that got me into gaming. You know what I mean? I have been a defender of BioWare even after the whole Mass Effect 3 situation. I've stood by them. I said this a while ago. You know, BioWare hasn't been BioWare since Casey left. Since Casey Hudson left, right? I mean, let's be real. So I get that. I understand that. But just to see what it's become, to have environments in a BioWare game that aren't playable, that aren't fun to play, it's weird to hear.
You're right. By
It's
the way,
weird
people
to
don't
hear
know,
that.
Casey Hudson is the one that created, directed Mass Effect 1, 2, 3. So, exactly. When he left, it was
Look, at any studio, especially in the golden age of AAA, you had strong personalities that really drove the franchise, right? Casey's one of them. Metzen, definitely another one. You know, we mentioned Samwise for the art. What's happening now is that the teams are so big and so spread out and just so corporate that there is no room for these sort of like creative individuals to really push in a united direction, right? Even if they existed, the teams are so big and spread out over the world that you cannot achieve what they used to achieve. That's what we're seeing here. Team sizes need to be cut back if we're going to get back to good games.
I agree. Just want to go through the super chats real quick here. Will Clark for 10. When it came to Horizon Forbidden West, anytime I was doing a puzzle, I would turn off the volume to the game. I agree. I still like the game. I just hated that aspect of the puzzles because I like puzzles. I agree. But they treat you like you're an idiot. So I understand 100%. Ginger Prime for 10. When you cater to toddlers and never let them grow up, they remain toddlers. You could say that about a lot of people these days.
Yeah,
I feel this every time I see them throw a tantrum. I agree 100%. That's ridiculous.
That's exactly what's happening here, is that we're coddling everyone and we're literally taking the Grand Canyon and filling it with foam so no one gets hurt. You know, it's terrible.
Well, if you look at the people who created this game, if you look at the lead developer, these are the same kind of people who complain that the Souls games are too hard. Right?
Yeah.
Like they're soft. Oh my god, if they have to play if they had to play the games we played back in the 80s and 90s, they would lose their minds.
Absolutely. And can you imagine every meeting where you have an idea for a story part of the scene and just one person raising their hand says, "This makes me uncomfortable." And the whole thing is just nixed, right? And and these people are like, "Oh, I felt pretty important at that meeting because I had a voice. I'm going to use it again and again and again." And pretty soon your story has got nothing edgy, nothing interesting.
And that's Dragon Age to Veilguard, 100%.
Well, they're literally selling this game based on the character creation. That's it. They're not selling it on the gameplay. They're not selling it on the story. Nothing but the character creation.
Like the only thing that
matters to these people is the fact that this is and forgive my language here, it's a Troon simulator. I mean, that's what it is. No, I mean, look, let's call a spade here, man.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that they're promoting about this game is the character creation.
No, you're right.
It's because for them it is more important to see themselves inserted into it, than actually building a good game,
Yeah, it's the message overtakes every part of it. And that's what kind of ruins like woke movies and woke shows is when like the message overtakes other aspect like basic plot. Like, we saw this like with The Last Jedi, like, everything that happens in The Last Jedi is nonsensical, but boy, does it have a lot of women and a lot of, everything else didn't make any freaking sense.
Yep, I agree.
But you can have a game. You can have a game with hot women, man, and it'd still be a badass game, man. No one complained about Bayonetta. Nobody.
No. Oh yeah, no,
true.
When I meant women, I meant like women in The Last Jedi. But yeah, like you can have badass female characters. You can have your Princess Leia's
and have them look like women. Right? They don't have to look like men because that's the thing. It's like now for a woman to be badass, she has to be very masculine now.
They have to be butchy, frowny, like. Yeah,
I love it when they try to tell you it's a technical limitation.
It never is.
That's never is. That is cope.
Because they always get that one lady with the bug eyes perfect in every game she's in.
Yep.
It's not true at all. But here, Draco519 for 20. Keep with the good fight in Endymion. We must retake gaming. Dude, we're trying. When stuff like this happens, it's just like, good Lord. Ministry of Wrong Thing for 5. If I owned a business, I would paint the top of the wheelchair ramps yellow so wheelchair people know where to go. Oh my God. And unfortunately, if you played a wheelchair person in a video game, 90% sure they would actually do that too. 100% they would do that. Blake Lodges for 10. Honestly, pretty surprised by the negative reviews from Mr. Matty and Skillup, considering they bear both left and positive. Oh, so they're like left leaning. Okay. Mr. Matty even talked about the non-binary thing as a negative in his review. Yeah, these guys are never.
Even they are seeing how much political pandering this has become, and all this non-binary stuff and flags and everything. Even then, are not being able.
I mean, Skillup blocked me on Twitter over political stuff like years ago. So, like, I'm very surprised that he's like not filleting this game.
That's how you know it's really bad when they're left leaning and they have to like talk about the game like this in such a negative way. That's how you know it's actually worse. It's actually worse than it seems. But there's two things that are happening. One is the products have gotten so trash, so deliberately trash in order to push the narrative that it can't be ignored. And the other thing is happening is that the pendulum is swinging the other way. People are now freer to talk about this. Cancel culture is ebbing. It is completely fading. And now you can talk about this stuff without getting canceled. And you're starting to get the middle of that graph, that bell graph I talk about, start to swing the other way. And it's safe now. So you're going to hear a lot more of this.
Yeah, cancel culture. Who cares about it? I get canceled every goddamn day. I don't care anymore.
Are you kidding me? YouTube hates me, man.
Yeah, I get canceled all the time. I don't care anymore. Ghost JT1989 for 5. Hello from Montreal. Real question: how many white men for Kamala will buy that Dragon Age Paint DI game? Well, while it looks so far, based on what I've been told by people that work at certain places, it's not pre-ordering very well.
Nobody believes it. Not even the people who are vocal about promoting this stuff believe it. And that's why they don't buy. They don't take out their wallets and they don't put the dollars down because they know it sucks. And they lie and lie about it in order
to never buy anything. Signal. Like look at all the games that failed this year.
Never put their money where
they never buy
is.
anything. They
don't even like video games to start. I say this all the time, I'm gonna say it again. If video games would not have become mainstream, they would never be here in the first place.
No, I agree.
Yep.
Oh my God. Quagmire 13 for 2. You're the best man. Hail the fellowship. Thank you very much. And we'll do one more and then we'll go back to the video. Malik Foxon for 10. Bro, hold up. Artist perspective. All the base character models in the creator all have square shaped silhouettes. They all look the same. It's so boring. It's terrible. It's so boring. It's awful. I hate everything about this. God damn it. Let's keep going. Where's the thingy majig? Where is it? Here we go. Oh, no. Nope, that's wrong. That's right. There we go. Can you guys hear this?
I used the word banality in my intro. And one of the biggest reasons this game feels so banal is because when you eventually realize that nothing bad is ever going to happen, you stop hoping for something interesting or surprising to happen. You just surrender yourself to the endless stream of predictable, inoffensive fantasy tropes. In place of more serious, more dark events and characters is the embrace of a more playful, silly tone. It's about keeping it light, like Balara here, talking about the fact that 2 elven gods are now out to destroy the world.
Oh, just finding out that 3 of my gods are out there trying to end the world. Why wouldn't it be okay?
The Marvel dialogue.
The Marvel.
That's immediately what I thought. That's immediate. Look,
this
how
sounds
silly
like
this
Joss
situation
Whedon wrote
is.
Everything is a joke. Everything is a joke.
Just play it straight. It's okay. It's okay if it's over the top.
Everything sounds like someone going like, did that just happen?
Yeah.
It's right behind me, isn't it? It's like that all the time, 24/7. That's this game. And then it looks like Fisher Price.
Oh, yeah, I am not getting this game.
I'm honestly debating if I should even review it now because I feel like if I play this now, I'm going to ruin the memory of Dragon Age, if you will, for how I used to know it to what it is now. Do you know what I mean?
Well, not to mention the stroke you might have too.
I mean, look at me right now. I'm losing my mind. Oh my God. Let's just keep going.
It's risky.
He's a necromancer.
We're only 12 minutes in.
Sounds a little scary, raising the dead and commanding them as your minions. But don't worry, BioWare is not going to let you get freaked out by all that scary death stuff. Emmerich happens to be a lovely old gentleman. He is dapper, he is proper, he delights in pleasantries, and he has a servant, a lovable skeleton named Manfred, who happily dotes on Emmerich and screeches with glee whenever he's mentioned.
I'm not going to lie. I kind of like the skeleton thing.
He's not the only companion with a pet, though. Davram also has a baby griffin named Asan, and he can be a little rowdy sometimes, like here when Manfred and Asan are squabbling over something.
Okay, that's enough. Quiet now.
Is he an elf?
Yeah. Yeah, he's an elf, all right. Yeah. Davram, yeah. Which is,
go.
Before in Dragon Age, there wasn't really any... Elves kind of looked, I mean, they're mostly white, I guess, because Ferelden's supposed to be like, I don't know, like the fantasy version of like Britain, basically. And then like Ravane, or sorry, not Ravane, Orlais is supposed to be like France, I guess you could say. You can actually go to Orlais and Inquisition.
Maybe this sidekick is good, but I can't stand this skeleton design.
It is ridiculous, yeah.
It looks like Sableye from Pokemon. With this,
You're not wrong. Yeah. You're not wrong 100%.
Fine. Who wants a treat?
Now look, I know that you could go back to previous Dragon Age games and pull the same clips that show the same lighthearted silliness. Lighthearted fun and humor has always been a part of every great BioWare game. But what I'm trying to communicate here is that there's a lot more of these moments in Veilguard, but more importantly, there's a complete absence of anything dark to counterbalance them. As such, the overall tone of this game is silly and juvenile. Its unwillingness to confront darker themes also extends to a total unwillingness to create any meaningful conflict between companions. Conflict between companions is a really important part of these sorts of cinematic RPGs.
For anyone who's played Baldur's Gate, remember the conflict between Shadowheart and Lae'zel? Or in Mass Effect 2, remember when Jack and Miranda wanted to kill each other?
Yeah.
These things are important. This is what makes them feel like believable, real characters.
I've seen two trends with characterizations and tension for modern audience productions. Thinking about like Wheel of Time and stuff. What happens is either it's too safe like this and they don't really ever have any tension, or they insert a lot of manufactured tension where the characters argue about the most banal stuff in order to create some sort of fake tension. It's like none of them know how to write stories anymore. It's like none of them know how to write characters anymore. It's just, yeah. So yeah, I'm not surprised.
Actually, speaking of that, with you saying that, let me just show you guys just about like a 40-second clip from the IGN review that explains exactly what Grums was saying. Here we go. Let me find it here. So this is from the IGN review of Veilguard, if you will. And just listen to this part, and this exactly explains what Grums just said. Just listen to this. About a minute long.
Tropes.
Can you hear
We'll
it?
be fighting weirder stuff than necromancy.
Yeah.
And well,
You hear it? Okay.
we've been asked by the devs not to spoil specifically who I'm talking about here. As a non-binary person myself, Veilguard includes some of the most authentic representation of coming to terms with general gender stuff and having to navigate your family's reaction to it I've yet to see in a game. It doesn't feel like an after-school special or like I'm being pandered to. It's quite well handled.
Here's the part.
And finding out that the writer for this character is non-binary themselves did not surprise me at all.
A damn good-looking hero, if I do say so.
There you go.
He
They
lo-
had to get someone non-binary to write the non-binary character. Hence what Grums was saying. They could only write from what they've experienced. They cannot write characters unless they're able to self-inject themselves into said characters 100%. You see what I mean?
I'm telling you that's the only selling point of this game, and it's for them. It's not for everybody.
Why can't representation go the other way? You know how they always say, "Oh, you have to have a non-binary person if you're writing non-binary. You have to have a gay writer if you're writing for a gay character." Let's get some Chads in the writing room, huh? Let's get some Chad representation. You got a heroic character? You're not allowed to write the heroic character, DEI person. You've got to get a Chad in there.
I mean, look at the cast. None of them are like heroic looking white guys in the cast anyway. I mean, Emmerich's the only white guy that I can see. I mean, maybe Lucanis. But apparently Lucanis is also sanded off completely too.
Well, that's because we all know like diversity only goes one way, right?
Yeah.
It only goes one way. And what I mean by that is not even me. Like, look, as a straight black man, they don't want me in that writer's room. They don't want me helping out with this kind of game because my perspective, what they want are either black women or sassy black men. They don't want somebody like me.
Look what they did to what's his name from the Tomb Raider reboot, the Netflix one.
Oh, yeah. I was so pissed at that as someone who played Tomb Raider Legend a lot.
Oh,
it starts with his head.
The black guy who
his name is Zip.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
He was a womanizer in the games, and now he's like a gay guy, and he's
like very gay,
flamboyant.
not just gay. He's like ultra gay.
But in this case, they don't have an issue with stereotypes, right? I mean, because from what I've seen, he's like flamboyantly, you know.
Oh yeah, he's ultra stereotyped. They're very inconsistent about stereotypes. Stereotypes are bad unless we do it.
Yeah, that's the only time. Only if we do it.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
Pretty
Furious TV for 5 here. They look like puppets with excessively massive caricature, uglified heads, and uncanny mismatched proportions of the head versus the body. Yes, if you go watch the Neon Night preview for this game, he literally points out and shows you how big their heads are compared to their bodies. And once you see it, you can't unsee it.
It's like the street artists or the artists at Disney when you go in and get your portrait made and they do a caricature of you and the head takes up the entire page and the body's just like at the bottom of the edge.
Yeah.
Yeah, the caricatures.
Yeah.
Andrew's a new member. Thank you very much as well for that. Accidental seller for Knock 20. Doom the Dark Ages thought trailer looks great. Doom the Dark Ages looks infinitely better than this. I'll tell you that much, okay?
Yeah.
Good God.
Let that be good.
Sarcastic Sophist for 10. Since you mentioned the show, it is called Dragon Age Absolution. One of the worst shows I ever saw. Legit angered a buddy of mine and enough to consider starting a YouTube channel to break it down. The female Kunari in that series, at least, looks and sounds infinitely better than whatever the hell it is we have in this Veilguard game.
Look, it's a BioWare game. The story has to be good in a BioWare game. That's their entire thing.
You're right. Croneris for 2, but the dwarf girl has a very prominent Adam's apple. Yeah.
I didn't see, to be honest.
God
What
damn.
is it?
Carbutus just loves his women. He loves his dwarves.
No.
That's it.
No, it's
He's
just
really
I
into
didn't really see it. Can you
Take a
guys
beard
show
on
me?
her.
Well, dwarves normally have a thick ass, so
Hell yeah, brother.
Yeah, she is like hourglass shaped. That's why I like
You
her.
just have to deal with the beards because dwarves and women have beards. That's the only thing.
Oh,
There you go.
Yes.
Brutus is like, the beard just makes it better.
You'd kill them all, but get the ending from the mist. Honestly, it's preferable to whatever the hell this game is. So I'd be okay with that. We'll do one more. We'll go back to it. Furious TV for 10. Dark fantasy worlds are the most brutal and dark worlds of the fantasy RPG genre. It's like having Care Bears, politically correct characters in a post-apocalyptic world. It doesn't make sense at all. You're right. That's exactly what it feels like. Like I said, it feels like you have Fisher Price LARPing cosplayers in a dark fantasy setting. And it's like Disney. It doesn't make any sense.
And the thing that's really sad about it is if you even compare this game to like Skyrim is night and day better. And it came out what in 2010?
11, yeah.
11, yeah.
Because remember it came out 11/11/11. I remember that.
Right.
So, no, remember when games were good? I remember that.
The old days,
creates
man.
narrative tension, but also forces important
There's
gameplay
Capritus'
decisions.
love.
Like, who do you side with in a real moment of truth situation, right? Dragon Age the Veilguard has none of that. Zero. Companions never have prolonged, substantive disagreements about anything. They just get along almost all the time. And when they do express some sort of disagreement about something, it is so lukewarm and then resolved so quickly that the whole thing feels entirely cosmetic. Like during a mission, Lucanus makes a mistake and Davram calls him out on it very briefly. And I was like,
no, this is Davram here. Make sure everyone know he's the warden. And then Lucanus is the mage killer. This guy over here. Okay, keep going.
oh, okay, maybe this is the start of the first inter-team conflict. Nope. Like an hour later, the very next conversation that we all have together is this.
You two done fighting then? I can't have you at each other's throats.
Lucanus is still an assassin. Kills people for money.
And Davran's still self-righteous. Judgmental, too. Typical warden. No offense.
If we let that get in the way of stopping the gods...
We won't. We cannot.
That's it. They're done. That's the end of their argument, I guess. There's their character development for you. Oh my god.
Never at each other's throats, by the way. They literally had one perfectly civil conversation where no one even raised their voice, and now they've, patched it up. However, BioWare clearly want to create some semblance of conflict between team members, so they instead focus on petty squabbles. Like here, Emmerich wants to bring too many books to a camping trip that Harding is planning, and Harding is upset about that.
Did I call it?
Harding, does it really matter if Emmerich brings 8 books? 9, actually. And Emmerich. So what if Harding...
Dude, this literally sounds like a guidance counselor talking to children. Listen to this.
Harding is fine sleeping on dirt.
Not all the time.
This is the sort of conflict that Veilguard is constantly generating between team members, just arguing about utter nonsense. And did you see how Rook needed to sort it out at the end? He talks to them like they're children. Like, here's another example of him sorting out a disagreement between Tash and Emmerich when they're arguing about the fact that Tash doesn't like necromancy.
You two could still learn things together you'd never find out alone. Emmerich, you clearly find talking about dragons boring.
What? How? Who doesn't like dragons?
Aren't you curious?
Is she really a female? Look, she doesn't have breasts. Look at the arms, man.
Baby.
Look at the
Act
arms.
like they're in 4th grade.
That's
and
a man.
Exactly what I told you. They either can't do conflict, or when they do, it's a fake tension over nothing.
Oh my god, this game, dude. Oh, I should just play East Nordics and just say screw it. I already own that game. Whatever.
Hey, and if you notice in this picture, masculine woman, feminine men, right?
You're right.
That's how they want it.
Yeah, look at her.
She looks
Barely
like
any curves.
Abby from The Last of Us, too.
That's an insult to Abby. You're right, though. Look at him. Look how small the hips are. Look how skinny he is.
Yeah.
This man
He's a
is so
twink. He's a
small.
twink.
He's a what?
A twink.
Yeah, he's a twink. That's a slang term for. I mean, you guys should know it. I mean, like it's for an effeminate, like gay guy.
The only twink I know is when you have a level 10 character in World of Warcraft with all the best gear you can get to kill people in the world PvP. That's the only twink I know about.
You're way too pure. You're too pure for this.
Yeah, a twink is basically a pixie, a male pixie, basically.
A femboy.
Yes.
Hi, yeah.
A gay guy? So no, in the end, it's a gay guy.
They don't have to be gay. They just have to be kind of effeminate.
Yeah, basically.
Okay.
If you see a guy looks like Disco Brutus, is a twink. Okay.
Okay.
Right
so he's a twink.
Him a twink? No, he looks more. Doesn't look very masculine though.
He lacks testosterone. That's it's basically this, right?
Because she has all this testosterone inside of her. Look at her.
Yeah, that's why he lacks it, because she absorbed.
This is so bad, dude. Let's keep going. This is awful.
Curious why Tosh likes them as much as you like necromancy?
The question crossed my mind.
And maybe Emmerich could help demystify magic, Tosh.
See what I mean? That is not how you speak to adults. That is how you speak to a toddler when you are teaching them to share their Optimus Prime toy with their little brother. It speaks to a broader problem, that being a lack of subtlety and wisdom in the writing. This game cannot surface any ideas without just saying them aloud, which leads to this endless stream of exposition-laden personal introspection monologues. Like when Harding tells us that she's a bit of a people pleaser.
She hates it.
No, I don't hate it. It's really nice. Temperature.
I won't be upset if you don't like coffee.
He really wouldn't.
I know, but sorry. It's just this thing I do sometimes.
Acting so people will like you?
It sounds terrible when you say it like that. I know I don't need to do it. I just do.
Or here, when Nev opens up about the fact that she really just wants to prove that she can be relied on.
You can't count on a lot here. When I started, I wasn't going to save Minrathus, never mind Thedas. But if I could take a job and follow through, well, maybe people could count on me.
These clips alone aren't enough to convince you of what I'm saying, but I promise you that every emotional exchange has this sort of stuff in it. Rather than letting these sorts of character traits or insecurities surface through action or through the intuition of others, these characters just blurt them out all the time. There's nothing to read into or imagine about these characters because they simply tell you everything about themselves with this point-blank dialogue. And the way this dialogue is delivered makes this all the more painful because BioWare can't surface any of it in the main quest line. All of it happens in chats at the home base or during companion missions. And this is where we start crossing over into criticisms of the game's structure. But Dragon Age the Veilguard feels extremely outdated because of its inability to unify its companion stories with the main story. This is sort of how old BioWare games were. You would pursue companion storylines that were quite separate from the main storyline, but we've come a long way since then, and multiple games, most notably Baldur's Gate 3, have shown us that you can walk and chew bubblegum at the same time. You can deepen your connection to your companions both in and out of the main questline. Companion questlines are more deeply interwoven into that main...
Seeing Baldur's Gate up against Dragon Age Veilguard it's like day and night in terms of graphical fidelity, storyline, and here's the thing. A lot of people say Baldur's Gate is woke. It's thank God at least they were able to give people the player choice that if you wanted the game to be as identity politically driven as you wanted to be, it could be that. But it didn't have to be. Like I played through all of Baldur's Gate 3 and it was like a traditional adventure, no modern day nonsense pretty much. It was good for the most part. It was great.
I mean,
It's not
sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. No, go ahead.
About Baldur's Gate 3, the only issue, I mean, it's not my kind of stuff, I gotta be honest, right? But I gave it a try. And the issue I had was I just played like 2 hours, less than 3 hours. And I think that like 5 different guys tried to, fuck me in that game.
I actually hear
I have in that game, dude. Everybody wants to fuck you.
I actually hear
the
they
time,
had to patch the game to make the characters less horny.
Yeah, they did. Yeah,
dude, it's all about sex, like all the time. Sex with a bear, sex with this, sex with a rock, with a tree, with my dude. No, no.
Baldur's Gate is supposed to be like a R-rated Dungeons and Dragons game. That's basically what Larian wanted to do with it, is just like an adult game. Like, so like if that's not your, but that's why you have the option not to have like the sex scenes, and so you don't like get flagged for streaming.
Yeah. But the way I look at it is like we already got Dragon Age 4. and it was called Baldur's Gate 3. And now Dragon Age is in this very weird spot where it's not really, catering to either side of the player base. Really, it's not tactical in the sense how Inquisition was or Origins, but then at the same time, the combat is not really what people that like these kinds of games want. They want this more CRPG, classic turn-based kind of style. I mean, it's just I don't know who this game is for.
That you're known for Baldur's Gate, and then some other studio does it so much better than you, and then you come out with this. Honestly, if I was on that dev team, I'd be so angry at management for letting this happen, because I'm sure there were really passionate devs on here that were fans. And they're always the ones that can't say anything and they get put in the corner. It's got to feel so bad. I feel sorry for those guys.
Yeah, I agree. Jesus. Well, let me read one more here. Yeah, right here. For Years TV, sorry, for 5. Dark fantasy should be the most cruel and brutal world of the fantasy genre with very human and monstrous themes that is Disney pussified fantasy. Absolutely, 100%. It basically, like, Dragon Age 4 should feel like The Witcher in terms of how brutal the world is, but it feels like San Francisco, basically.
Well, especially now in 2024, man, because we've already had Baldur's Gate 3, we've already had the Souls games, we've had Elden Ring, we've had some great dark RPGs already, fantasy RPGs. So for them to look at those that came before them and create this shit.
Yeah,
like who approved this? Who gave the green light for this?
EA.
Somebody at EA.
DI hires in the top, like Grams mentioned.
Yeah, and then we're here too from Desmond Spars for Sec 100. Hey, Endymion, been following for you for a long time. This game looks like shit. Hello to Kabrutus and Grums from Sweden. I love Mass Effect more than Dragon Age. I did enjoy the first Dragon Age, although I never finished. Well, I would tell you, if you like Dragon Age, play Origins. 2's pretty good. It's rushed because EA's stupid. Inquisition's a great game, personally. And then maybe just pretend this Veilguard game doesn't exist. And then still bad for 2. Dragon Age is devolved. Yeah, that's literally what has happened. Yeah. Oh, this was for Gabrutus. Kamchi for 5. Gabrutus saw Sonic Frontiers on hit detection. Everyone, we need to send a message to Nintendo. Metroid series is in deep trouble. What do you got to say, Gabrutus, for that?
Oh yeah, I'm aware of this. It's just that some games I like prioritize investigating other games more than others, because I gotta be honest, man. I played Sonic Frontiers to the end. I didn't see anything like wrong DI. It was in fact my first Sonic game, so this is why I didn't care that much about it. I understand that this is not the first time people know, and I also know the Sonic X Shadow thing, no censorship that's happening. I know, I'm aware of all of this. It's just that I'm trying to prioritize more relevant stuff, relevant in terms of culture war speaking. Yeah. And right now we have this disaster of Dragon Age.
If you want good Sonic channels, look for Words of Paradise or myself. I play like almost every Sonic game.
Paradise, I was with them like 2 weeks ago. It's a nice guy, the guy with the burb, right?
Leon. Me and him are good friends.
I just want to point out, Grums has to leave. Grums has to go be with his family. So
yeah, thanks for having me. It's all good. Great, Endymion, and this is this is worse than I ever imagined. I just gotta say that. And Godspeed, BioWare, but I think it's over. Kabrutus, good to see you again. Dash, good to see you again. Verbal, I don't think we've ever met before, but hi.
No, we haven't, man. By following you on X, and love everything that you put out, man.
Cool. I'm going to check your stuff out after this. All right. Yeah. Take care, everybody.
See you, bro.
See you, Grums.
Have a good one, man.
Yeah. We'll go for probably another hour or so, and then we'll probably be done with the stream because I don't want to keep everybody for too long. But
I got to say, though, man, I have a pit in my stomach thinking about what they're going to do to Mass Effect 4. Like, I can't.
I don't even think it's going to exist.
Oh, yeah,
they are. I think if this fails, Mass Effect's cooked. You're not going to get.
You think so? You think like they won't go through with it?
I don't think so. I think if BioWare doesn't get any money from this game in a sufficient sense, that's it. Like, I don't think it's going to happen. At this point, the best case scenario is that EA basically, I don't know, closes BioWare down and then they just sell the IP to somebody that can do it better. Their last thing that could save them maybe is that they tell them, like, you have Mass Effect 4. If you screw this up, that's it. Like you
well, this game is going to fail for sure. I mean, there's no way there's no way they're going to at least break even on this game. I don't think.
Well, I
we
mean,
don't know yet,
I see your point, and I would agree with you. But there are some things that we have to consider. For example, it's DRM free. It's very easy to run on lower end machines, and it's available everywhere, and it carries the Dragon Age name. So I'm not so sure if it's gonna be like a total disaster in terms of sales. I think that the more the time passes, the less people are going to be interested in this game, because the word of mouth has a huge role.
I mean, if the word of mouth could ruin Spider-Man 2's sales, what hope does this have?
You know what I mean? I mean, you have.
By the way, people, so they know, Spider-Man 2 has sold half of what Spider-Man 2018 has sold. And after Spider-Man 2 came out, that was the first time that Insomniac ever had layoffs at the studio. So, like, really let that like simmer in for you, okay?
Yeah,
how dire this is for BioWare. So let me just get a few more super chats in here for Thomas Brown 5. What do you think the chances that one character you would romance is bi or gay only? Probably what's her face, Tosh, I guess. But like for me, if I play this game, I'm gonna romance Nev probably. But I mean, I don't even know, man. Who the hell I'll probably romance nobody, to be honest.
I heard the heterosexual relationships are pretty limited in this game.
Oh, big surprise there.
Wouldn't surprise me. Would not surprise me.
Yeah, exactly.
Really inclusive, BioWare.
Fury Receiver 5, bring back sexy redheads in games and movies. They're disappearing them from every media, and no one is talking about this. So much for diversity. Every redhead gets race swapped. That's why. I don't know why that happens.
I don't understand that at all. I don't understand. And
it's
always with a black person. Like I don't understand why blacks are replacing gingers. I don't get it.
And isn't it funny, because gingers are way more minority than black people. You know,
this
they
is
are
true.
Like they target. It's man.
It's horrible, is what it is. There's no other way of putting it. We'll do one more, then we'll go back to the video. Country for 5. I heard the horror that Mercury Steam intentionally nerfed. So Mercury Steam's the guys that did Castlevania: Lords of Shadow and Metroid. I forgot the name of it. Dread, that's what it was.
Metroid Dread.
There you go.
Yes.
I heard the horror that Mercury Steam intentionally nerfed Samus and future project is made under more DEI toxic psychos. I'm having a heart attack. Well,
that's rumor. It's rumor right now. They followed someone who is a quote unquote Spanish Anita, but we don't know if they did. They did kick off one activist writer off Metroid Prime 4.
Well, thank God for that.
Yeah. So fingers crossed. But yeah, like, you know, there's smoke, but we haven't seen the fire yet. As far as Metroid, I did cover this.
It doesn't feel like you're making these hard switches from save the world mode to go and pick flowers with your buddy mode. There certainly is some of that in those other games. Don't get me wrong, but the overall calibration and pacing of it feels more integrated and more seamless. Not so here in Veilguard. When you're doing the main quest line, there are precious few moments when you also happen to be progressing a companion storyline. That all happens in companion quests, which are each their own totally disconnected storyline, starring their own generic villain of the day style antagonist.
Oh, I hate that.
And these quests are all meted out to you at the same time, meaning that you complete a major milestone in the main quest line, and that immediately unlocks like 6 or 7 companion missions. And if you're going to stay on top of them, you're just doing them one after the other. The main storyline is completely on hold in that moment. This is at its worst at the end of the game, where there's a literal 10-hour stretch where all you are doing is companion quests because it's your last chance to do them. And the game doesn't let you finish these storylines any earlier, so you're just doing them one after the other. And look, I know that's very common for these sorts of games, and if these storylines were good, I probably wouldn't mind all that much, but they are not good. They are boring, and they are badly written, and they see you exploring all of the same locations you've already been to, fighting enemies and bosses you've already fought dozens of times before.
Oh, no.
It's a major shortcoming of this game. There is absolutely zero variety in mission design. It's all either walking behind your companion while they talk or killing enemies. There's no like necromancy mission that sees you commanding an army of skeletons. No stealth mission with Lucanus to sneakily assassinate a target. You don't ever officiate over a joining ceremony with Davram and have to choose whether or not to execute a recruit who tries to flee. It's just lighting candles while someone talks or fighting. And 80% of the time, it's just fighting. So all of this was a...
So wait, Davram's a Grey Warden, but he hasn't done the initiation then he's not a Grey Warden. What?
I have
Doesn't
no
make any
idea what
sense.
you're talking about. Can you rewind like 5 seconds and pause just to make it like 5 seconds to that guy's face? You know that the toddler guy
For
face.
joining ceremony.
Which one? I'm just muting it. Sorry, one sec.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Pause it.
Right here.
Is it only me, or does this guy makes you? I mean, he kind of resembles me of Tom Holland in some way.
Actually, to be honest with you, if you know what Skillup looks like, this kind of looks like the Pixar version of Skillup, but it's like Skillup's head is on like a toddler's body. Like I don't know how else to put it for you. That's what it looks like. It does. Like here we go. One sec. Here, I'll even show you what Skillup looks like.
Okay, sure.
And like this literally looks up. It looks like him. Just this is Skillup.
That's what he looks like.
So this is what the guy that the reviewer watching. So it honestly kind of looks like him. You know what I mean? But like it definitely is like the Pixar version of him.
So
like,
as far as the
because of the hair.
Yeah,
right.
The hair and just the way the face looks and stuff. It looks like him. It does.
As far as the character creation, is this the limit to the bodies? Like can you not make a ripped, super buff guy? Or
I don't think so.
Does every guy have to have a dad bod?
I think so. Yeah. We know for sure for women, even if you slide it all the way to the side for like the biggest bust size, like I have bigger boobs as a man than like the biggest boob size.
So you can't make like a big bulky character like a barbarian or anything.
Which sucks,
wait.
Like, that's the kind of character I want to make.
If these people are all about body positivity and all, you're telling me you can't make a fat woman with big breasts and a big ass?
No.
You can make a fat woman, but for some reason, not
her breast stays the same. They stay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even when you look at what's her face, Tosh, like she has no butt, she has no boobs, nothing, but she's apparently.
You can have your chubbies in this one, unfortunately, man.
That's
Jesus.
It. Yep.
Yeah.
Just gonna go through one more super chat here, real quick from ShadowFox2300 for 10. Just watched the Mortismal Gaming review, and man, I love the dude's reviews, but this one seemed too much like him playing it safe. And honestly, like I told Spell, there goes my dogs. Spell and Shield Owlcat for the new BioWare. So Mortismal Gaming does good videos about he's a guy that 100% games and then reviews them. I personally think he does a really good job for his reviews. I haven't seen his one on Dragon Age, so I don't know. But apparently he's already 100% of the game. My dogs are freaking out. Okay, they're gonna be quiet now. There we go. Sorry about that. Hoofsterman for 5. I love that you boys are more diverse in this game. Keep fighting the good fight. Exactly. I have all these diversity people on my panel. I'm like mostly white, sort of. Cabrutus is, over there in Brazil. We got a black guy. Like, come on,
You even got a name.
Whatever the hell Dash
that's
is.
representation.
He's a freaking animal thing. So there you go.
Yep.
I got everything. I've got more ESG in this chat than Dragon Age.
Let's take the money then,
That's it.
Yeah.
Tuna Soul Silver 2. The ending of this review is what ruins it for me. Well, we're not there yet, so I don't know what it means, but if we get there, we'll see. And Stay at Home Hippo for 5. Just saying Erika Ishii is voicing the Asian elf. Is she? Oh, so that's the voice of the chick from Yote. Oh my gosh.
Oh yeah, that's right. She is. I heard she was in this
voiced
game.
a non-binary character in Crash Team Rumble DI Higher. Oh my god. So she's playing the Asian chick.
That girl who preemptively blocked me from
Yep.
That doesn't surprise me.
That's Balara.
And honestly, it doesn't surprise me. I mean, these people all work together. They're all part of the same network. So
yeah, exactly. The
right.
bubble,
Here for Commodity for 5. When Heel versus Babyface had the Starfield rant, a lot of people called it a conspiracy theory. After Gamergate 2, the veil's been lifted. Heel versus Babyface is right. Straight up.
Yes.
Everyone that made fun of him, he has been proven right every single time one of these games comes out. And Dragon Age Veilguard, which came out at almost at the same time Starfield did last year, pretty much. He is being he almost had a prophecy in a sense.
Yeah,
he's been proven right.
He kind of did. He kind of he saw what I thought his rant was a bit cringe when it first came out, and now it's just a year later, man. A year later.
And a year later, he's been proven right so hard it's actually kind of insane.
Yeah, when I first saw his reaction to the pronouns, I agreed with him, but I felt the same. Like you could have you didn't need to go so cringe, that was my first reaction. But I was agreeing with him all this time. But now
look at Starfield now. Nobody likes that game. And then the DLC came out and it
I'm
reviewed
gonna
like
be honest. I did like in the time when I played it, but I completely understand why people hate that game nowadays. Bethesda is going down. It's going downhill so fast. I mean, I don't even know what to expect from Elder Scrolls 6. For example, and
it's probably not even in development yet.
Yeah, it's probably not even happening yet.
Well, they had the reveal trailer like years ago.
They already confirmed it is.
No,
They
probably in his office right now doing blow. He doesn't care. He's not doing it. he's just riding on the star. He probably made so much money when Microsoft bought Bethesda. Todd Howard made so much goddamn money. He doesn't care anymore. Like, he doesn't care.
They said that after the Starfield release, they would go full development on Elder Scrolls 6. So that's why
and it's probably gonna be made in the same engine as Elder Scrolls 4 was made in. Which, by the way, if you go back to those old games, the reason why you could never climb ladders in that game and they were loading screens is because their engine wouldn't allow it. Just so you know. just saying, just so you know. Another one here from Retrocalypse. There we go for $10. We're in the middle of a competency crisis in the arts. In the past, we were inspired by the divine virtue and beauty. Today, our writers were weaned on modern marvel, deconstruction, and social media. You're right. I talked to someone who's working on stuff at Netflix, and pretty much what you just said is exactly right there. ShadowFox2300 for 5. I think they got the people that worked on Team America, took out all the funny stuff, and just kept the puppets. Team America is amazing. I love that movie so much. It's like, if you haven't watched it,
I did watch it. I did in Brazil.
The movie's amazing.
It's very cool.
Warden for 5. Look at people praising, asking for LGBT stuff in games on Steam. They usually don't have the mouse next to their name to let you know they own it. Yeah, actually, if you go look up Dragon Age Veilguard right now on Steam, one of the tags for that game is LGBTQ+. Just so you know.
Was that a developer put in tag?
Yeah, it's one of the tags on that game, the same way Concord did it, and then they hid it once the game wasn't selling. So go look at it now before they hide it. I'm not lying to you. Night Demon for 5. Dragon's Dogma 2 and Veilguard are like night and day. Dragon's Dogma 2's true ending was so messed up and dark. I never beat that game. I wasn't crazy about it. And I think the reason why is because I also didn't really like Dragon's Dogma 1 until Dark Arisen came out. So I probably won't beat Dragon's Dogma 2 until the Dark Arisen equivalent comes out for Dragon's Dogma 2. And then I'll replay it. And then when they add like more enemy variety and stuff, and then I'll go back and play it. But
you know what? I haven't heard a whole lot about Dragon Dogma 2 lately. Like, it seems like the game just disappeared, man. Or no one's playing it. No one's talking about it.
It had a rough launch, especially on PC, and that's probably why. Very lots of what is this? Performance issues. Sorry for.
Yeah. No, you're right. That is exactly what happened. Furious T for 5. Berserk After the Eclipse is real dark fantasy. Conan the Barbarian is real dark fantasy. This is just nothing. I would love for From Software to make a Berserk game.
Isn't Conan high fantasy actually?
I don't know if Conan's really dark fantasy. I would probably say it's more like high fantasy too. I would probably
Berserk is definitely dark fantasy.
Yeah,
but
Conan sword and sorcery.
Yes.
Yeah, just not the Jason Momoa one. Don't watch that one. Ministry of Wrong Thing for 5. Dragon Age Fail Hard, where the voice acting is as flat as the female characters. This guy, every time this guy comments, it's a pretty good joke every time. It's good though. You're right. And we'll do one more, then we'll go back. So KL for 100. I think you guys are awesome, but be leaders and don't buy this game. I'll pay you guys not to buy it. I'm still debating.
You don't have to worry about me, man. I am not dropping one dime on this. I already said a while back, though, man. I refuse to give these companies any of my money anymore. Like, now you have to prove so hard to me that this game is worth playing and that I'll enjoy it and that it's meant for me before I give you one more dime of my money. I'd rather support these indie cats out here, these indie titles, man.
No, you're right. I mean, I'm still debating if I should review enough for the channel. We'll see. Because as someone who obviously knows a lot about Dragon Age, if I were to play this game, I would have a lot to say about it. Because again, I know like so much about the lore and the characters and everything. So I feel as though if I play this game, I will rip it in half. Like, yeah. Anyway,
because that's the problem, man. Like, these people don't care about the lore. They don't care about the story. They don't care about the characters, man.
No, they don't.
All of this is politically driven.
Yes,
100%.
Yep,
100%. And it makes me want to scream at the sun. Just put it that way. Okay, let's see what Ralph is doing here.
Talks or fighting. And 80% of the time, it's just fighting. So all of this was a point about writing and how the structure of the game puts the main storyline on hold for huge stretches because the companion quest lines are not integrated into the main quest line. And that feels really outdated and results in some really poor pacing. And that's an example of the writing being hamstrung by the game's structure, but it also cuts a different way, which is that the structure often dictates the writing. There's multiple moments throughout the main campaign where the writing is saying aloud, you are playing a BioWare game. Time to do some BioWare things. Like in this exchange, when the team has just suffered a major setback and they're discussing why they weren't successful, here's what they came up with.
I think we've all been distracted.
I've been preoccupied myself after discovering that hand of glory.
And I can't stop worrying about my new magic and what it means.
Yeah, so the dwarves now have magic, which it didn't originally. I was told to someone at BioWare that apparently it's like their gods came back, which happened in technically the DLCs for Inquisition. So that actually is an interesting story element for me personally as a Dragon Age fan, but I don't think they're going to do any justice.
The Nodists are fallen. What it means for my people.
Until those problems are resolved, we will not be prepared to face the gods.
It's like, bro, they are literally just listing side quests at this point and being like, if we don't solve these problems, we're not going to be at our A game. Like, does that really need to be said aloud? But it's something that they say again later on in a separate meeting.
Our arguments, our personal problems, it's as Emmerich says, they hold us back.
We won't stop the gods while other worries weigh us down.
I'm pleased my words provided clarity on how we all felt.
Like, come on, for real, what is...
Like, they're all sitting around a table. Like, you notice that, too, about a lot of modern audience stuff? A lot of conversations they have, it's always told while they're eating, or they're at a coffee shop or something. And that's kind of the vibe I get from this, is that they just kind of do what they do in San Francisco, but, like, in Vegas.
Yeah,
that's what
I think
it feels like
so.
to me.
Makes
And
a lot of sense.
It's really bad.
Is this? We already know we are playing a BioWare game. We don't need to be told to do companion quests. Like, how did this make it into the script? I really wish I could tell you that the main plot delivered where all this companion stuff fails, but it absolutely does not. This game used to be called Dragon Age Dreadwolf, and it was called that because the antagonist was Solus, an elven god who you fought alongside during Dragon Age Inquisition. And what a brilliant idea for an antagonist, someone who you know intimately if you'd played the previous game. Solus as a character is also fantastic. He is deep and complex and nuanced, and as a villain, he is a rich well from which a writer could draw. Now, Solus is an antagonist in this game, absolutely, but he plays a distant second fiddle to two other antagonists, a pair of totally generic, one-dimensional, unknowable, and uninteresting elven gods. They are just straight-up mustache-twirling evil. There is nothing to them at all, and the main storyline is just about like chasing leads to find them and stopping them from crafting some MacGuffin, honestly. Now, Solus still does have a part in this game, which I won't spoil, and interactions with him are a high point, but he plays a far less central role than he could have played, and it's such a wasted opportunity to see him sidelined in favor of two villains who could not be less interesting or more generic.
That is such a goddamn mistake. The whole point of this game is that Solus is the main villain. And they still couldn't do it because they want this game to be like a reboot, modern audience, easy way in for new players. The whole point of this game is what happened in Inquisition. This is so, this is, oh my God, this is so bad, dude.
Right. Tonally, Dragon Age: The Veilguard is silly and childish. It lacks any real tension. Dialogue feels inauthentic. More complex themes and character motivations are clumsily surfaced. The stories it wishes to tell are undermined by the game's outdated structure, and the overt references to the game's structure in the writing sound ridiculous. The main storyline is a huge disappointment owing to a lack of interesting missions and worthwhile antagonists. It's just a top-to-bottom disappointment. BioWare games live and die by their writing, and Dragon Age: The Veilguard absolutely dies by it. And we have not yet even covered how little actual choice this game affords you, and that is equally disappointing.
Careful of him. I want to talk to him.
You and me, Rook. We chase trouble.
I'm here because you didn't listen.
Whatever's out there, we'll face it together. I promise. Together.
That's Cabrutus right there. You've begun a romance with Harding. That's Cabrutus right there. There's his girl. Y'all are going to make some strong dwarven babies.
Not wrong in this one, man. I would definitely.
Yes, there you go.
Oh, nice.
It's okay. We're not judging here. It's all good.
Yeah.
The promise of a BioWare game has always been a story that you can tangibly shape. BioWare has had mixed levels of success with this goal over the years, but it's remained a guiding star for them and for all the games in this genre that sought to copy the template that BioWare initially laid down with this cinematic-style, narrative-led RPG. Dragon Age: The Veilguard marks a
holy shit! Look at this body, dude.
He looks so.
He looks like a. What is that?
That's
like
crazy.
A Lego toy, you know, Lego.
He looks like he's like physically stunted. Like he looks like what would happen if a dwarf. You know what this looks like? This looks like if Brutus had a child with a dwarf. That's what would happen.
Well, I was going to say, is that a dwarf? Is he playing as a dwarf?
No, he's playing a human.
Wow.
That's a human. He has like the head of a human person and then the body of like a small baby.
Now, did he make his character intentionally like short like that?
I don't know. I mean, I don't actually know if you can affect the height of your character. I don't know if anyone in the chat could tell me that, but this comment's good. Oh, I hit the wrong one. Shit. Bro looks like he's about to sell you some Prime. That's it. That's what it is.
Prime?
The what's his name? The Logan Paul thing. Brutus had a child with Harding. That's his long lost son. See, I told you.
I would have many childs with her, man.
There you go.
Dude, honestly, this is embarrassing, man. Soul Calibur 4 had a better character creation in this.
I mean, anything Japanese is better character creator than this. This is horrific.
This is insane. This is 2024.
We are like, I honestly think we're witnessing the end of BioWare. I'm not even kidding. I actually don't know if people are going to buy this game. I don't know.
When was
I'm
BioWare's last good game?
I do think that this will still win Game of the Year, though, just because of what it represents.
Oh, it's absolutely winning Game of the Year for sure.
Yeah, 100%. I think. Yeah.
I'll tell you more. I want this to win Game of the Year, so it will expose the journalists even more.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I really want to.
It would expose the Game Awards big.
I'm going to tell you now, this is going to win Game of the Year, and then whatever companion is the most pandering, that person wins Best Performance, whoever that ends up being. I'm probably going to guess Balara because it's the Ghost of Yote chick. That's my guess.
And they're gonna have lots of people that work in this game on the stage, during the presentation.
Oh, 100%. 100%.
And they're gonna see a band playing songs of from this game and this kind of bullshit. All this.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
All I hope is that Best Studio Publisher goes to Atlas and Sega because they did a bunch of games this year that people liked. They did Persona. They did Metaphor. The other one, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth. They did Sonic and all these games. And they all sold well.
The Shadow stuff in the remaster is good. I'm just want to point that out because people have been talking about the censorship. I have covered it. The Shadow stuff is good.
Okay, there you go. Let's see what
in a sane world, you should not be able to win Game of the Year if you're a commercial failure.
I agree.
You should.
I agree.
I don't care how good the game is. If you're a commercial failure, you should not get Game of the Year.
Yeah, I think I agree.
I think personally, Game of the Year for me is Final Fantasy Rebirth. But if this doesn't win, the only two other games that I could see, maybe three games that are like kind of battling out, if you will. One is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, which I think is a great game. 2 is Astrobot, which I think would be a safe pick. And then 3, I haven't played it, but based on reviews and the way players are talking about it, Metaphor Refantizo, that game looks like a lot of people love that game. Again, I haven't played it, so I don't have an opinion on it. The only thing I hear that is somewhat bad about that game is the localization is a little bit off.
What about Wukong?
It's amazing. Sorry?
Oh, they're not giving it to Wukong at all.
What about Wukong?
Oh no, they're not even gonna. Wukong doesn't.
Oh, so you mentioned the games that they are going to. You think?
Oh yeah, no. Wukong's not getting nominated for anything.
And you want to know what game you won't see that absolutely deserves it? Visions of Mana.
Visions. That's a great game.
I have completed everything in this game, bro, and I loved it. Visions of
Mana.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go back to it after October. I've been focusing on horror games, but no, I love it. I love the characters.
And by the way,
the world.
Stellar Blade, nothing. You're not gonna hear nothing about that game. That game doesn't exist.
Space Marine 2, they're gonna pretend that game doesn't exist.
Space Marine 2 is not gonna win anything either.
Wukong,
it won't.
Yeah,
because it's
which is absolutely criminal, man. The fact that Space Marines 2 won't even be in the conversation, that's insane to me.
Oh yeah,
for me, it's the best game of the year, bro. For me,
Space Marine 2 is amazing. I love that game. I've been playing it a lot with one of my buddies. Amazing game. For anyone who hasn't played it, amazing game. But no, it's not going to win anything. Black Myth Wukong, amazing game, doesn't exist for them because it's it's not pandering, all that stuff. So no, it's not going to win. Stellar Blade, too sexy. Get it out of here.
Look, think about it for a second. We are talking here about by far the best-selling game of the year, which is Wukong.
Yep.
Space Marine 2, which was widely beloved by the gaming community, and also Stellar Blade. If it wasn't a PlayStation 5 exclusive, it would have sold like hotcakes on Steam.
It still sold really well, but you're right. It would have sold even more.
Yeah. But I mean, those 3 games, I would say that they are the most beloved games of the year. And the event
what about
about the game, it will not. Astrobot is good. I finished it. It's very good, but I don't think Astrobot is at the same level of these 3, in terms of
I haven't played it yet, but
popularity.
I really liked Astrobot. I think if nothing else wins, that's the safe bet pick for, whatever. But me personally, if you want to ask me, I think Veilguard wins Game of the Year solely because of the fact of what it represents and what these games journalists want. And remember, none of us have a say in what wins Game of the Year at any of these publications.
This game,
it's bullshit.
Dude, this game will be in the same situation as The Last of Us 2, for example. Nobody liked that game but the journalists, so they gave the prize to it.
Fun fact, Last of Us Part 2 sold half of what Last of Us Part 1 sold.
Yeah,
doesn't matter. They still gave it everything anyway. So
yeah.
And I guarantee you, Dustborn is going to walk away with something.
Games for Impact.
Like the best
100%
indie of the year, something like this.
You're right. They're going to give Dustborn something.
They're going to give him the Games for Impact SJW award. They literally have
honestly,
a category.
I hope
games.
that Concord wins Game of the Year. Just do it. Just do it. I don't care. Just do it.
Best multiplayer of the year.
Best multiplayer of the year, Concord. You got to play for 2 weeks and it was gone. That's it.
Yeah, beating out Overwatch and all these other games, right?
Exactly. Yep. Best ongoing game, Concord.
Yeah.
That's it. Every other game doesn't exist. It doesn't matter. No one cares. Okay. And Dragon Age is going to win everything else. Best RPG, Dragon Age. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter that Metaphor Refantizo has all that RPG elements. Too Japanese. We don't understand that. We're Westerners, apparently. So
God,
please wrap it up. Please wrap it up.
Exactly. Wrap it up. Exactly.
We claim about being inclusive and diversity, but we refuse to understand other people's culture. So that's why we Westerners, we don't want this Japanese sexual stuff here. No, this is what they
think about it this way, guys. Everyone in the chat room, think about this for a second. If you were to remove every single game this year that was made by Asian developers, what are you honestly left with? Pretty much Helldivers, Space Marine.
Yeah. That's for me.
And Veilguard.
That's about
That's about it. That's about it. Well, I guess we could say best
multiplayer.
Probably going to go to Helldivers.
Concord also, bro. You're forgetting about Dustborn and Concord.
I keep forgetting Dustborn exists. That's why. Like
Dustborn, that was a Norwegian, right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
It's the only game in 2024 where you can't skip any of the dialogue or cutscenes. Oh man, what an experience!
Can't skip dialogues in
those? Nope, you can't. I beat the whole game. I played it 5 streams. It was my best performing streams, like on my entire channel. Like it broke records. Me playing that game, it was.
I would not play that game even if someone paid me. I'm not playing it. I don't
care. I'm the exact opposite. I would never play Veilguard, and the fact that you were like considering it at least, like it's like I survived Dustborn because I had a laugh at it, but like
I think like I said, if I play Veilguard, you're going to get the most scathing video ever made by me in the future. Let's keep going.
In BioWare's pursuit of this goal, so much so that I really wonder if this is what they were intending all along. Or if maybe like they had other ambitions, but they ran out of time and they just couldn't make them happen. I just refuse to believe that what we got here in Veilguard could have been BioWare's actual intention from the start. Fundamentally, the promise of choice exists at both the macro and micro level. In the past, BioWare games have not only let you select your hairstyle, but also through dialogue options, shape your personality. Are you a nice guy, a jester, an asshole? Or does your mood change depending on who you're speaking to? Do you make cold, calculated calls that prioritize the mission? Or are you more empathetic, putting the needs of your team first? How people and the world at large react to those decisions shapes your journey. Maybe a member of the team really hates your guts and has no time for your bullshit. Maybe another loves you so much that they swoon when you so much as glance their way. Maybe a certain faction declares you a blood enemy for making a decision that disadvantages them, while another will have your back no matter what because you were there for them when it counted. Almost everything that I've described here is either absent in Veilguard or it's so surface level that the decisions feel entirely cosmetic. The biggest gap for me personally is the inability to truly shape a Rook, a main character that reflects who I want to be. I always choose the bad guy personality type in BioWare games because, generally speaking, renegades have more fun.
Say goodnight, Manuel.
The darkness is coming. The end is near. You can't...
There is no bad guy option here in Veilguard. There's only nice guy, there's nice guy who's a little bit more jokey, and nice guy who's like ever so slightly more stern. That
sounds like Fallout 4 dialogue. People that play that game. That sounds like Fallout 4 to a T. And by the way, in this game too, if you play a mage, you cannot be a blood mage because blood mage is too unheroic apparently. So they're even limiting what you can play as based on what character you are. So just letting you know that.
Literally it. Those are your only 3 options. Sometimes there's an additional option that's meant to be like the angry option. But what the game does, and this drove me fucking nuts, is it takes the edge off the dialogue option you've selected to make it something more friendly. Like this clip when some asshole bureaucrat barges into the conversation making demands, and I want to say, who is this fool? Because that would be an antagonistic thing to say that might result in some conflict. Instead, here's what Rook actually ends up saying.
Who is this?
This is Governor Evenchi. They have concerns.
Or this example, when I'm trying to get the head of the Grey Wardens to listen to me, and I just reach my wit's end.
Are you kidding me?
I assure you, I am deadly serious.
That is not what I wanted to say. I wanted to call him an idiot, but I can't do that because Rook is incapable of saying anything that might offend or upset anyone. And this is very much the case with his team too. With the exception of one pivotal decision point, Rook cannot upset his team members in any meaningful way. In so many...
I strongly recommend Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2. What a perfectly placed thing over this slop of a game.
BioWare games like it. You could say some
like perfectly placed. Like it just go play Space Marine.
This guy's really like pivoting.
This game doesn't exist. Don't play this. Go play Space Marine. I beg you, please. I beg you, please. We'll do a few more super chats here. Dineska for 5. This is what happens when you let women and weak men run the world. Gatekeeping exists for a reason. Put people in their place. I agree. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. Rolando A. Ramirez for 10. Did you call Warhammer 40k woke just because I had female combatants since 1984? Doesn't seem smart to say that. No. The only part of Warhammer that was woke was when they did the female custodies. But
that was a woke decision. 100%.
But they've always had female combatants. Technically, they had the Sisters of Silence and all that. So no, that's. Yeah. But it's okay. We can misunderstand sometimes. It's not a big deal. It's not whatever. It's all good. Next one from Warden for 5. With the escalation for Dragon Age 1 to 3, it felt like Thetis was getting worse, darker. It should have kept that trend going. We all agree with that, and that is not what happened. Rainovis CH for 5. We all know Dragon Age Veilguard is going to be hot garbage, but will any of you react to the Squadron 42 gameplay trailer in the future? I don't even know what that is.
What is this?
What is Squadron 42? Someone look that up. I don't even know what that is.
Squadron 42.
Is that a Star Wars game called Squadron?
I don't know. I've never heard of that. I don't know. Well, while you're doing that, let's read this next one from Guilherme L. de Sico for 10. Hello from a Brazilian game developer. Here we have the indie industry, which is strong but full of identity politics coming from small studios. Not all are trying to force its agenda. I agree. And it's going to be the indie studios that basically keep gaming going for the long run because AAA, in Western anyway, is completely falling apart. So I agree. Another one here from Galaxy's Grotto for 5. Oh, please sell the Mass Effect IP to Larian. Right now, they can probably do a far better job. I agree. Even Dragon Age. If Larian had Dragon Age,
I just feel, the next, if Larian develops the next Mass Effect game, you're gonna end up having space octopuses, trying to fuck all your holes at the same time.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Larian's smart in the sense that they allow that to be player choice. So if you want that in your game, you can have it. But if you don't want to see any of that stuff via player choice, you don't have to see it. And that's why Baldur's Gate 3 is an anomaly that caters to both sides of the argument.
I see your point, but still, everybody was trying to fuck me. Like everybody was hitting on me.
They did.
You're just too cute.
It wasn't my choice.
You're too cute.
To everybody, you know.
No, I don't know. Astarion completely like rejected me.
There you go.
But I see.
We'll do one more, and then we'll go back. John McCormack, sorry for 20. Hey, and D-Man, hope all is well. I know you haven't talked about Helldivers in a bit, but I wanted to see if you've seen all the buffs you've been putting out recently. The game feels great to play again. I have not played it in months. Most of my time right now has been towards Space Marine 2 and playing Castlevania Aria of Sorrow again. But I should probably check out Helldivers 2 in the future. But like I said, I have not played it in a long time because once they did all the nerfs and everything, I was kind of like, I'm out. But I will check it out eventually, probably once they have the next big free content patch, like new maps and stuff. Then I'll dive back in and we'll see if it's worth playing again. Okay, let's stop there for now. Let's go back to the... Oh, 1 second. I got to put it back this way. My bad. There we go. Here we go.
Mean shit that would really piss off your companions, but here all you can do is offer support, sometimes in a friendly way, other times in a slightly more stern way, but never can you say anything that might actually upset them. But that's not to say that you can't say things that your teammates won't mildly disapprove of, and you will on occasion see like Nev disapproves pop up on the left. But there's no way to do that so severely or so often that you would start to develop a negative relationship with your companion. There is a really interesting companion system kind of working away in the back end called Hardened, where a companion apparently disapproves of you so much that their offensive damage abilities are made stronger, but they won't cast any supporting abilities.
I like that a lot. I'm not going to lie. I like that a lot. That's cool. That's an interesting idea. That the gameplay that you actually choose changes how they react and play in the world. That is an interesting idea. I like to see that more in games. Is it good in this game fully? I don't know, but that's a cool idea.
And your relationship progress with them is also slowed. I could only achieve this state with one companion, Nev, after making that pivotal decision I mentioned earlier. Outside of that, I almost always chose the gruffest dialogue option available to me, and I was never able to trigger this hardened state with any other companion. Oh, and by the way, I never felt the impact of Nev's new damage potential during combat, and I had absolutely no trouble romancing Nev even after she was hardened, so I think the system isn't quite as impactful as it promises to be. The same way that the game is unwilling to confront any darker themes, the same way the game is unwilling to create any genuine conflict between party members, is also unwilling to create genuine tension between you and your party members. So remember how in most BioWare games you could talk yourself out of trouble if you said the right things, made the right threats, if you put the work in to ingratiate yourself to a faction, if you have the right party member by your side at a crucial moment. We used to have stats for charisma and speechcraft that would make it easier whether we're trying to persuade or intimidate or deceive. Veilguard has none of those things. You cannot talk your way in or out of any situation. There are no stat checks that will test your powers of persuasion or whatever. Every outcome is ultimately determined by force because there is no scope for you to determine it by any other means.
That's really bad because, Verbal, remember in like Mass Effect, you had the actual, like, it was Charm and Intimidate, right? And you leveled those up.
Yeah, it could be a Paragon and what is the name of the other?
Renegade.
Yeah, I was a full Renegade.
Wow, I can't believe they got rid of that in a BioWare game. What are you doing?
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense
Not
to
good.
me.
It's just dumbing it down. They're just dumbing it down, stats too hard for the modern audience. You can't.
Yeah, here we're gonna skip ahead to near the end of the video, I think. And then we're going to go a little bit into MrMattyPlays video for a bit. So let's just go over here because, clearly Skillup hates this game. Let's just go from 42 to 46. Here we go.
Like that. The rest of the game is meandering and dull and childish, and all of its systems are so surface level. And that is my biggest criticism of Dragon Age the Veilguard. It is just so surface level. It has companions, but neither them nor their stories are any deeper than a puddle. It has a romance system, so it ticks that box, but it feels so awkward and cheap. It regularly offers you the choice to choose between this thing or that thing, but those decisions don't really mean anything. It has puzzles and side activities that feel almost placeholder, and it has this very flashy-looking combat system that presents really well in a preview slice, but when you have to spend any more than a few hours with it, you see just how hollow and repetitive it is. I really struggled a great deal with how to write this review, and that's not like performative hand-wringing when I say that, by the way. As I've matured in this job, I've become far more aware of how I talk about games. striving to do so in a way that is both critical and constructive. And so as I look back over this script, I really wish I had more constructive things to say. But the truth is, I don't. And I'm no good to anyone if I'm not totally honest about how I feel about a video game. I would again stress, though, that this is just my opinion, and I know there are people out there who do enjoy this video game. So my only ask is that in addition to watching this review, please go and seek out the more positive ones as well. Find people with whom this game resonated, because this game might resonate with you too. And as I've said many times before, I would hate for my take to deprive you of an experience that you might love. For me, though, Dragon Age: The Veilguard was so disappointing that I cannot muster any enthusiasm or excitement for the Mass Effect project that BioWare are currently working on.
Jesus Christ.
I hope they get the chance to make that game, and I hope it succeeds where Veilguard failed. But if either of those things are to happen, it's going to be against all odds, because I think Veilguard will mark a permanent shift in the way we talk about BioWare, and it's a shift that makes me really sad.
That's it. There you go. So from Skillup, this game is the worst possible thing it could be. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
I already didn't want the game. Now I want it even less.
I'm honestly just, I don't even know if I'm going to play it. I don't know. I don't know if I should.
I think if anyone really buys this game at this point, it's just going to be people who are old school fans who, you know, think that BioWare still exists when they really don't. No, really. And I think there's going to be a lot of disappointment. But at the end of the day, if it does even somewhat well, they're probably just going to break even. Like they're not going to make profit off of this game. Like I don't believe that.
I was just told by one of my sources, they're watching right now. They told me that Larian's next game is an original IP because they want complete control over it, because they don't have control over Baldur's Gate.
Yeah,
obviously
I would imagine Wizards is probably very.
They said they can't tell me more than that, but they're telling me at least until they wanted me to tell you guys. If you want to know what Larian's next game is after Baldur's Gate 3, it is an original IP. I assume it's not Divinity. It's something completely different. But there you go.
I hope it is sci-fi stuff, dark sci-fi.
Oh, that'd be different for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, the guys that what are they called? Sony Santa Monica, like God of War. Corey Balrog is apparently making a new unique and not fantasy, sorry, science fiction universe.
Yeah, I've seen this.
And he's been working on it since like before Ragnarok. So there's another thing that if you didn't know that, now you know that. Just want to get a few more of these in here. We got David Lopez for 5. Despite Sonic X Shadows gens being censored, at least the modding community are fixing that. Starting with Shadows Gen, I'm not the biggest Sonic fan. I have not really played many of them. I played them when I was more like a kid. If I will I play this new one? The likelihood is very unlikely. I just personally don't care that much about the Sonic games. For me, they're just not really my thing. Platforming for me is more like what Astrobot is, like Mario, that kind of stuff. So I'm not crazy about it. But hey, it sold 1 million copies, so I guess it was the Sonic fans.
Sold 1 million? Wow, dude.
Yeah,
it did really good.
Wow.
Maniac for 10. You guys are saving hundreds by informing me of games that violate my morals. Thanks. You're welcome. I mean, that's what we do here.
Yes, Sonic has a weirdly huge fan base for some reason.
Yeah, very, very big. Yeah.
Yeah, very big.
Also in Brazil, Sega was king in Brazil back in the 8 and 16 bits era. So lots of Sonic fans.
Oh, I was just told by my same source, Squadron 42 is the Star Citizen solo campaign. That's what that is.
Oh, Star Citizen.
There you go. That's what that was.
Okay.
David Gifford 5. Endymion, you should review the game just because you are such a fanboy. I mean, I do love Dragon Age, but this looks. You'd be very informative for those that are not Dragon Age fans. You're right. If I were to play this, you would be getting a very different perspective. Let's put it that way. So I will probably still play it. I am just, God, I'm not looking forward to it now at all. Adam Wolford for 2. Elric of Mellabone Game Please Dark Fantasy. What's that? Elric of Mellabone.
Probably a Dark Fantasy franchise, probably.
Oh, that's that franchise Razorfist is always talking about, Elric, like the Elric series. He says Witcher actually stole from this series.
Okay.
I think I know.
I should get Razorfist on. I don't know if I've done that yet.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
I should do that, yeah. David Lowe's for 10. Even with Shadows Generation having really strong tech, Penny's big breakaway developed by this devs at Sonic Mania demonstrated the game's tech incredibly well with strong level design. Sonic Mania was made by fans of Sonic. That's why that game did so well. Like review-wise and all that, that's what I mean. That game actually is pretty good. Here we go. Sky Tide Session for 5. Looks like claymation. Dude, Wallace and Gromit looks better than this. I don't know what you're talking like. That's like an insult to Wallace and Gromit. That's what I think. Willof D for 5. I'm high and the dialogue hurts to watch it. So BAF and off QUW. I have no idea. You're clearly very high and you cannot speak right now. It's okay. We're not judging you.
Hey, we've all been there. Fine. We've all been there.
It's all good. Just chill out, relax. You know.
I wish I was there now.
Yeah, we totally understand. Don't worry about it. It's okay. Honest Guardian for MX 200. I don't know what is MX. I don't know what currency it is, but thank you. Second company, we hold this ground in the name of the Primarch. God, I love Space Marine 2 so much, man.
I think it's from Mexico. Sorry, go ahead. I think it is. I think so.
What is MX? MX currency.
I think it's Mexican pesos.
Well, there we go. Thank you very much. Mexicans are some of the biggest Dragon Ball fans in the world, which is I just want to point that out randomly.
And also KOF fans, lots of them.
King of Fighters, yeah. Can't you? I remember they fired the crazy writer, though we see a lot of more smoke coming fire. God, hope it has become fire. Shadow carried the game solo, honestly. Again, I haven't played it, so I don't know. I just kind of I know Sonic's lore, but I haven't really played it, if that makes sense. Like when I was a kid, I used to watch Sonic Underground. I love that show if anyone hasn't seen it. Warriors 95 for 5. It sounds weird, but I'm kind of glad that DEI infected games are so damn bad. If they were great, we'd probably never get rid of the DEI stuff. You're right. You are. Objectively.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if they were great, it'd be a lot harder for people to reject them, but it's like a double whammy on their side being bad. The games are awful and they're DEI. It's a win-win for us. We don't even have to play them.
Well, it's almost like an oxymoron, right? Because I mean, there's no way that you can have a game or a movie or anything that's based purely on identity and not story and be good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
That's impossible. Right. If a game isn't based on a decent story and fun characters and good gameplay and it's purely based on identity, it's not going to be good anyway.
Yeah, like we had progressive games. We had games with progressive elements, like the first Mass Effect game, like, you know, like race and everything is like
but story came first though.
Exactly.
Right,
That's my point.
Yeah. Because remember, in Mass Effect, you could romance you could a guy or a woman, you know, you could be bisexual, you know, if you wanted to be.
Not in the first one, I think.
Yeah. In the first one,
you got more and more gay as
yeah.
Listen, I just banged Liara any chance I got. If she was available, that's what I'm going for.
Exactly. It was always Liara because Ashley was a bitch.
She was, yeah.
Hey, what is the name? What is the name of that girl? I played the first Mass Effect and I tried to bang that girl who hated Xenos. I felt
Ashley.
That's Ashley, yeah.
She was my favorite, like by far. Like, kills Xenos. No,
I'm a tally guy.
Brutus has a type. He likes his women thick, shorter, and racist. It's fine. We're not judging. It's fine.
Yeah, you couldn't romance Tally in the first game, but you can you do it in the second game.
I would always romance Liara when I had a chance. Second game, I romanced Miranda because at the time when the game came out, there wasn't the obviously the Shadow Broker DLC, so you couldn't like romance Liara yet. So it was Liara, Miranda, Liara, and that's just what I did. So because Liara would like put your mind into like this, like in like DMT and stuff. It was awesome. Anyway,
see, I went Liara Tally.
Okay,
and then back to Liara.
Damn, Tally's like, you just left me like that, huh? It's like, yeah, that's it. And then when I played Renegade Shepherd, my mission was to destroy the universe as much as possible. So I would just romance any woman that was like available at any time. And I made sure that all my teammates hated me. And I finished that game with like the universe just absolutely just cooked. It was great. Ghost JT 1989 for 5. At this point, guys, why Asian or other massive YouTubers don't start their own TRGA, their Real Game Awards or East Game? Oh, so if you look up Side Scrollers, they're having their own game awards this year. So go look up Side Scrollers. Stutter and Craig there is actually doing it, and you can actually vote on it.
And I am part of the board, guys. I am part of the board.
So if you want to do that, go to Side Scrollers. They have that available. So go look that up. They have it all there for you. Draco 519 for 10. Larian is okay, but let's not pretend that BG3 wasn't woke AF. It was if you allowed it to be, and that was a difference. The problem with Veilguard is they don't allow your choice to mask it, if you will. So that's why it's different in that sense, but I understand what you mean. Chemical Athlete for, I think that's Check 100. Thank you very much. They could have taken the old engine and assets with a good news story, would have aided up. This is the last BioWare game. Side note, wish you'd keep the Trump stuff out of your videos. Yeah, I'm not really going to be talking much about that stuff, to be honest with you. I think the whole politics, like real world politics, I find it all insufferable, and I leave it to other people. But once in a while, I'll give my opinion on things. But I agree with you. I could never be like a Tim Pool kind of thing. It would be exhausting. I just can't do that stuff.
I'd rather talk about games.
Same. And then Rubico 13 for 125p. I don't know what that is, but thank you very much. They claim Veilguard's character creation being high tier. They have not seen the cesspool I bathe in Phantasy Star Online 2 yet, it seems. Yeah, this creator is not what we want. And honestly, when you look at the creator for this game, it makes sense why it is, because the person that directed this game, Corinne Bush, they were the director on Sims. So they translated the Sims to Dragon Age. That's why it is what it is. That's why you have the top surgery scars, because those were in Sims first.
This Sims is such a whoa. I mean, now it all makes sense. I mean, the Sims. Have you ever seen the Sims fan base, dude?
Listen, the Sims is alarmingly female driven, which makes sense because I noticed. And like, look, I love women. You guys are crazy when you play games. You're very evil. I don't know why that is. But a lot of women I know, you're very evil in video games. You love playing God. And there hasn't been a woman that I've met that's played The Sims that hasn't like put a baby in a pool and then like remove the stairs and stuff. I don't know why you do that. You just, for some reason, women just love being evil. It's fine. It's great. Don't worry about it. I'm just pointing that out.
That was always me playing The Sims when I was little. Like, was just deleting the pools and just messing around and then going back to an old save.
Yeah, I think one time I played The Sims, I put a guy in a room and then I removed all the doors, and then like his son died, and then his ghost was haunting him or something. And I was just like, I feel awful playing this. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I was like, what's wrong with you?
You guys are creepy, man.
I know. Thank you. Take it as a compliment.
No, but The Sims kind of invite weird people. So
yeah, I mean, there you go. Like, we're not going to watch this whole thing because it's 40 minutes. I just want to watch a little bit of it because we're already over 2 hours, and I've gone through all the super chats already. I mean, so far. So we'll watch a little bit of MrMattyPlays here because he is Dragon Age the Veilguard is a big disappointment. So this is
I just watched this earlier today.
Bethesda guy channel. He's a big fan of Bethesda, this guy, right? I have.
But he hates this game though.
Yeah, this channel was a lot. He's a big Bethesda fan, but it's okay. Yeah, not a big deal. I have no issue with MrMattyPlays, Last Stand Media, none of them. I think Last Stand Media is good, even though Colin probably disagrees with me on stuff. It's totally fine. I don't mind. We can all have our own opinions and still be adults about it. So let's watch a little bit here of Maddie, and then we'll start closing up this stream here in a bit. So you'll just watch a little bit of it. Can you hear it?
There's no easy way to start this review.
Can you guys hear that? We're good?
Yeah.
Okay, make sure.
Fantasy options aplenty. Metaphor Refantasio. Elden Ring just got a Shadow of the Erdtree expansion earlier this year. There was also Dragon's Dogma 2. And right now, AAA gaming is going through a massive, massive change where big companies like Bethesda Game Studios, BioWare, Ubisoft really have their back against the wall, and they're not quite the heroes of gaming that they maybe once were. Whereas companies like Larian Studios and CD Projekt Red have solidified themselves as top dogs in the RPG genre, thanks to projects like Baldur's Gate 3, Cyberpunk 2077, The Witcher 3, and so on. There are many great developers rising up in the RPG genre, like Warhorse Studios with Kingdom Come Deliverance. So there's many options beyond the ones that we used to know and love, and BioWare is in a very desperate position. I've covered this game for years, since it was formerly known as Dreadwolf. Before that, it was very much just an idea on paper, and we were talking about it. I was very excited to see what BioWare could bring to the table. But unfortunately, after playing Dragon Age the Veilguard, it is one of the most disappointing games I've played in a while. I don't want to say ever, because I don't want to get too much hyperbole in here, but the emotions I experienced throughout this review process was unlike anything I've ever gone through before. It was strange, man. I'm going to keep it real. Like, it was saddening as the realization set in hour by.
Look how disappointed this guy is. You know, this is gonna be me, but like I'm gonna go unhinged. I'm gonna turn to the Hulk when I play this game. But like, he just looks defeated, and I don't mean that to like rag on Matty at all. He just like he looks like this is what like this guy is what every BioWare fan's gonna be like that was looking for Origins or Inquisition, and they got this instead. Let's watch a little bit more.
I'm actually surprised he got a code to play
me
with.
Too. Yeah, I mean, me too. Because I mean, he's a part of Last Stand Media. Colin's conservative. I would assume they wouldn't give him a code just based on that alone. But hey, they gave it to him anyway. Which good, by the way. They should give codes to people that is good. I mean, I didn't get a code because they hate me. That's fine. I don't mind. But I'm just saying. Anyway,
how much this game had let me down. I've had the game for about 2 weeks, put over 50 hours into it, finishing the main story, all of the companion missions, and a bulk of the remaining side content. I'm at 72% of the way to the Platinum Trophy if you need a reference for how much of this game I've cleared off, but I'm not going to bury the lead any further. You're probably as surprised as I am to be hearing me say these things, but no single game has made me go through the string of emotions this one has because its characters evolve as little as its gameplay. The mistakes made with plot pacing are innumerable. All of the real high-impact choices are baked into the final 2 hours of the game, making them feel really minimal in the scheme of things. Past Dragon Age games matter little here if your 3 available choices in the keep taught you anything before launch, and I'll detail that one later. And last but definitely not least is the line delivery and writing quality are at times embarrassingly low, even for those who have sworn off BioWare for years and are not like me and have continued to play their games and look forward to them. So this is really tough because it does me no pleasure in back-to-back reviews to sit down talking about some of my favorite game developers ever who have made defining video games for me in Bethesda Game Studios and now BioWare, and not just deliver a negative review or a dissatisfied review, but something relatively scathing, especially in BioWare's case, when you consider the situation with their studio and how important the success of Dragon Age the Veilguard is to their company's future. Still, all those memories, all those great games that defined me as a player, as a person even, have to come second to always being honest. And I'll get very much heavily into the thick of things here, but I think the first question you may have, and it's a totally fair one, is, wait, your preview was like really positive, Matty. Like, what's the difference between this and your preview? Like, didn't you see enough then? So for starters,
it's almost as if the preview they gave was all the positive stuff, like almost like a vertical slice, if you will, you know, to hype you up, get you nice and ready.
Yeah.
And all the slop was after. And this is what I've been telling you guys. What I've been told by my sources many times already. I'll say this every goddamn stream if I have to. They are going to start promoting games to you that look like things you want to play in the first few hours through the marketing material and whatnot. And then once you get the game and purchase it and they get your money, that's when the nonsense is going to hit you. So when you buy it on Steam, you're going to be like, oh, wow, this is great for the first 2 hours. And then once you pass that point of no refund, boom, now we got you.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing, you know, for example, Silent Hill 2 Remake, they hid all the time that they had hit detection consulting for that game. They hid it during all the time, and just after you finish the game, in the ending credits is where you see this.
By the way, for Silent Hill, for people that don't know, they just released a patch that reduces the head size of the female characters.
Really?
Just letting you know that. That's a weird thing to just kind of segue into, but apparently the heads are too big. Their heads are smaller now. Look it up. I'm not lying. Look it up. Like, go look it up. Not lying. It's a real thing. Their heads got smaller. I don't know. Don't ask me.
Okay.
Extended exposure to an issue will do that to you. 6 hours is really different to like 55. But secondly, BioWare and EA were not fully honest about the framing of this preview. As stated in my preview, what we played was across 5 save files under the definition of the first act, with 2 more to go in the rest of the game. Now, I walked away very excited thinking, man, if this is the first act, imagine what they can bring for acts 2 and 3. Then I got the full game. I entered my 20th hour, still not at the end of act 1, what I experienced in the preview. 30th hour, still hadn't reached where my preview ended. It wasn't until the 35th hour that I had hit this stretch of the game that was defined as Part 9. Now, Matty, why does all of this matter? You've previewed a number of games before. Well, effectively, what EA and BioWare showed us, and in turn you, was a highlight reel of parts 1 through 9 in Dragon Age the Veilguard, and there are 14 in total in the game.
There you go. That's what I mean. They literally gave you the best parts and they curated it to get you all nice and happy. So you release positive stuff. And then you got the whole product. And what did you get? Slop.
But that's going to backfire. That's going to backfire because people are going to
backfire. It's disingenuous. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. I don't think the reviewers are going to tolerate getting like fake presentations.
No, and you're noticing too that all the people that are reviewing the game well are people that ideologically would want a game like this because of what it represents, right? Go look at the IGN review, the person that reviewed that game. You know, they're non-binary.
That's why
so of course they get a 9 out of 10.
That's why the Skillup interview like really surprised me that he was like deeply honest about it.
Yeah, I think it's getting to the point now where you can't hide these things anymore. And he probably realized like, well, what do? Do I shill for BioWare and this game so I get codes in the future? But then if I shill, people are going to call me out once they play the game and realize that I was being disingenuous, which will ruin me in the future. Because really, at the end of the day, all you have is your reputation when it comes to YouTube, objectively, right?
Yeah, and at this point, it's not worth it, man, for a company that's probably not going to be around after this game.
True.
No, I honestly think that if Mass Effect gets made, like Mass Effect 4, or I guess you can call it 5 if you count Andromeda, if it gets made, I don't know, man. I honestly, I'm like,
I just want them to sell their IPs to better developers, which wouldn't be hard. No, like Larian could be one of those. For example.
Like EA is not going to. Come on, they're not going to.
Yeah, they are still holding Dead Space franchise as hostage to this date, right?
EA has been so detrimental to so many IPs. I'll never forgive them what they did to Visceral. Like, they're just
the Visceral, studios.
Remember Army of Two? That was a fun game. Mm-hmm. Remember Mercenaries? That was a fun game. Where's the sequel? Too bad you're not getting it. But you're going to get a soccer game every year and a football game every year.
Well, yeah, because that's their bread and butter, right? So they're always going to pamper those games.
Yeah,
I don't know how it is in the United States, but in Brazil, FIFA, it's crazy. People buy the same
religion.
Game. Yes, people buy the same game year after year after year, and I have a friend. He spent thousands of Brazilian reais and buying the little cards that game have. So that's why
soccer or football to Brazilians is like what Dragon Ball is to Mexicans. Like you guys worship it.
Pretty much.
Oh, and by the way, the same guys buy the Madden NFL game every year here in the States. So as big as FIFA is in Brazil, that's what Madden is here in the States.
Yeah, I know Madden.
Yeah. We'll watch a little bit more of this and then we'll close out the stream. We got one more super chat, by the way. I should probably answer this one second. Here we go. $0 G-Roll for 5. There is an on-off option to select trans surgery scars on your breast. We already have to put up with the pronoun garbage. Why is this happening? Simple reason to explain to you. They want to normalize it. Once it gets normalized, it'll have more often. Same thing with microtransactions. They started normalizing it. Oh, we don't want microtransactions. Oh, you might like it. Here you go. Now what happened? Tons of games have them. Same thing.
They want us to
just that's it.
Yeah, they want us to just see this and whatever. I mean, it's not a big deal. That's what they want.
But this is what we're talking about, right? A lot of I started YouTube in 2021. So before that, a lot of this stuff was kind of happening over time. If you think about it that way, these things are getting added to games, even to movies and TV. A lot of people didn't say much about it or push back against it as much. And they're kind of just like, oh, that'll pass. That it'll just be a one thing only. It won't happen again. Don't worry about it. And then it happened again. And again, and then now it's every time, and then it's normal.
And then it's the standard.
Yeah, it's not only is happening again, but it's getting, they are intensifying stuff. It's if you take a look at, for example, Forza Horizon 5, and even Starfield, you have pronouns, okay, and then you have on top of this, now you have let's say non-binary gender stuff, and now you have this other kind of transgender stuff. I don't know, and now transgender surgery scars, and then they are building, and they are now going slowly. However, guys, have you guys ever heard about the boiling frog? It's the same thing, and if we don't fight against it, if you don't push back right now, we're gonna end up like the frogs in that.
Hence why Gamergate 2 exists, right?
Yes.
People that don't know, think Gamergate 2 literally exists because of this guy, Cabrutus over here. I'm pointing this one. Sorry, over here. You know what I mean? Like it exists because of him. He made the Steam Detected thing, right? Tried to cancel him.
Yeah.
And then everything blew up into what it is now. Like literally, like this is the guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, exactly.
That's why he's on Kim Belair's hit list.
Exactly. It's literally give them an inch. Oh, we'll take 2 inches. Oh, they gave us 2 inches. Now we're gonna take a mile. Now we're gonna take a few miles. Now we're gonna take everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it is.
That's exactly what it is.
And
That's
all
exactly
you did was make a list listing their games. Like that's all you did, and with completely within Steam rules. And like that was like, it's amazing. Like, what a year this has been.
Objectively, in my opinion, the biggest story of the year is still Gamergate 2 beginning with Brutus Rambo. That's the biggest story. There's no contest. Nothing has been
so unusual, man. I would never expect something so simple I did. Just
it set it off, man.
It's like honestly, if you think about it, Brutus, at the end of the day, everything that has happened, Concord, Dustborn. I don't want to slobber his knob too much, okay? Relax. But I'm just saying, all of these things changing, it is objectively because of Brutus, because he did what he did, and then it just went like supernova. You know what I mean? So all of these games failing and
Chris becoming would still have a job if it weren't for you.
Yeah. No, honestly, yeah. Again, don't want to slobber too much.
It's okay.
What it is. But like it is what it is. You know what I mean? So there you go. We got a few more super chats that came in right here. Nicholas Regala for 5. Liara, Romance Jack. So you like crazy chicks. Romancing Jack in Mass Effect 2 is more like a high-stakes therapy than a romance, like I said. Jack is the kind of chick that will kill you. She's kind of like a human praying mantis.
Yeah, you got to sleep with one eye open with Jack. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jack was that girl with the helmet, globe helmet.
No, the one with the shaved head and tattoos.
Yeah.
Oh no, that girl is crazy. She's like someone who works for Kotaku. I don't want anything.
She's like the kind of chick who's great in bed, but she'll cut you.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. She'll start hearing voices in her head, and the next thing you know, triple homicide, and you're a part of it, I guess. That's Jack. I think she looked really cool in Mass Effect 3, though, with like the when she had
I loved her in Mass Effect 3.
I wish she was still playable, but one of the biggest problems with Mass Effect 3, by the way, no Krogan teammate. Technically, if you use the DLC, you get Rex for a bit, but no Krogan teammate.
Dude, that bugged the shit out of me, man.
One of the Battletoads guys, you cannot have one of these in Mass Effect 3.
No, not in Mass Effect 3. No, you can have Rex during the
DLC.
The
if
DLC
he's
part.
alive.
Fuck that game. I'll never play Mass Effect 3 then. I just play
No, play it. Mass Effect 3 is a great game. It's fun. It's just unfortunate.
It's not really that bad. I played it.
You can't have the Battletoads. I like the Battletoads.
I played Mass Effect 3. It's not as bad as people said it was on release. It's just not as good as Mass Effect 2.
Mass Effect 2 is like that's the goated game.
The only thing I wish is during the when they put out the Legendary edition, I wish they would have added the multiplayer with it, because I love that multiplayer for Mass Effect 3. And you know what's funny? I thought I was going to hate that addition to it, but I loved the multiplayer for Mass Effect 3.
I agree. Mass Effect 3's multiplayer.
Let me just ask: Mass Effect 3 is the only one I didn't play. Is the gameplay? Does the gameplay resembles the Mass Effect 2 gameplay?
Oh yeah, same as 2 for the most part.
So I mean, if you want to play Mass Effect 3 multiplayer, just play Gears of War, bro. I mean, it's the same game.
Well, like Mass Effect 3 is great because you have the there's like this cool system with the guns, you can customize them, and then they add extra weight to your character, and then the more weight that's on your character, the less your abilities kind of the cooldown is. So if you use like one gun, like for example, when I play Mass Effect 3, I play a Sentinel, and I usually just have a pistol on me. So my abilities have like a 200% regen rate. So I'm just constantly throwing out, spells basically.
Well, and also the cool thing about
or hard mode, how is it?
Hard mode's not hard in Mass Effect 3 at all.
No, it's
not
Sentinel
hard. Especially, it's super easy.
No, sorry, hard mode, not hard. The multiplayer is hard. HORD.
It's kind of like a Horde meets Extraction mode. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's great though.
And what I love about the multiplayer was that you could play all the different species in the universe.
Awesome.
You could play as a Solarian. You could play as a.
They have different abilities, basically.
Yeah.
As an Asari, you could play as like basically all the races.
Krogans, everything. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And if you want a really easy time beating so basically everything. If you want to go and play Mass Effect 1 through 3 on Insanity, which is what I did a few years ago, and like 100% of them, Mass Effect 1, easiest like class to do it on, Sentinel. Mass Effect 2, by far the easiest class is Soldier. because you have access to adrenaline rush. You can slow down time like Max.
Oh
Payne.
yeah.
Get the Black Widow sniper rifle, and you can literally take out the Harbinger dudes in 2 shots. They're the hardest enemies in the game. Soldier in Mass Effect 2 is busted. That's why Mass Effect 3 adrenaline rush is not there anymore.
Right.
Too OP.
So which class do you recommend for the third one?
Sentinel.
Engineer for me.
Sentinel for me.
Yeah,
Sentinel,
I
because
love
you have the power armor, and because in that game you can there's a system called like prime and detonate, and there's certain abilities that can prime enemies, and when you detonate them, they explode. Sentinel has access to both at all times, and if you just wield one weapon like a pistol and you have 200% regen rate on your cooldown, you are literally just constantly prime, detonate. They get too close, your armor explodes, pushes them back and stuns them, but because you have such fast regen, comes back right away, put the shield back on, prime, detonate, shoot, you're good to go.
Although I will say that Vanguards are pretty fun to play too.
They are, but they're really like risk.
Soldier. I always speak Soldier is so bad.
Yeah, Soldier's amazing in Mass Effect 2. If you like, I tell anybody, if you go back and play Mass Effect 2 and you haven't played Soldier in that game, you are doing yourself a disservice. That class is so much fun in that game. So much fun. It's ridiculous how fun it is. God, I love Mass Effect 2. Such a good game.
I can see this. I can tell this.
I love.
Yeah, you should go back and play Mass Effect 3, man. It's worth it.
It's the only one I didn't play yet.
And the DLCs are good too, like Leviathan and stuff. Really, really good. I don't want to spoil them though, obviously, because there's a lot of lore implications, if you will. I don't want to say it, but anyway, Ministry wrong for 10. That's the hilarious thing about Kim Belair saying she was inspired to create Sweet Baby Inc. after experiencing Mass Effect's custom character interactions, because Sweet Baby Inc. forces specific interactions for DEI. Didn't she get ousted recently for some like weird thing where she's like into like naked Bowser or something on Tumblr?
Oh, I saw a thumbnail about something about Sweet Baby Inc. being horny. Is that what happened? It was.
Yeah.
Wait, did you say Baby Bowser?
No, not Baby Bowser. Bowser.
Oh, just Bowser.
My girlfriend's about to come inside my house, so you guys keep talking. I just got to let her into my house. Just like 1 second. I'll be gone for like 20 seconds. 1 second.
Okay.
Go ahead, bro. It's okay.
But yeah, apparently there was some post that she was really into Bowser, which is really weird to me anyway. Because who the hell is getting horny over a Super Mario Brothers character?
Oh, you would be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, you want to hear my opinion on this? Is that okay, so this was when Sweet Baby Inc. had a podcast back in the day, but it wasn't successful. I wonder why, and then in this podcast, they asked her about Bowser and stuff, and she's into Bowser for some reason. I mean, that would be fine if she wasn't if she wasn't at the same time, calling everybody else that don't agree with her incels, and judging other people by so you are a virgin, I'm gonna judge you only for a man, for a girl I want, this kind of stuff. Well, if she stopped calling everybody else incels or guys who likes, I'm not into hentai, but I have lots of followers that are into hentai. I respect that, okay? But and this kind of people, they like making fun of those people that are into that kind of stuff. So I mean,
people complained because I talked about how they covered up Rouge the Bat in the new Sonic game. And that wasn't the only thing but they say oh, why do you like bat tits? Dude, have you seen Sonic fan art? Dude, that's the hypocrisy with Kim Belair being horny for Bowser, is that they're allowed to horny shame everyone else for whatever we're into.
Right.
But yet here she is looking at Bowser dick.
All I heard when I came back is Bowser dick, and I'm into hentai, and I'm like, what did I just leave?
No. I said I am not into hentai.
In context, this conversation made sense.
I do not judge, but I am not into hentai.
Well, it's just people who are really into Sonic are kind of into furries, right? I mean, it's like a furry thing, right? So
I'm not. I mean,
no, I'm just saying Kim Belair is a hypocrite, and the people that defend censorship are hypocrites because they'll horny shame anyone else for whatever they're into. Kim Belair can if
you
whatever
complain,
Bowser fan art she's looking up. I mean,
I don't want to know. I don't want to look at it. I don't want to know.
If you complain about how uglified Lara Croft it was or is, I don't know, in the new animation, then you read. Do you want to jerk off or play a video game? Yeah, but she can imagine turtle dicks.
Here's one for Cabrutus here from Zen Zoltan, man, for 2 months. Cabrutus, obrigado for your work. Keep it up, man.
Obrigado means thank you.
Okay.
Obrigado.
So there you go.
Muito obrigado.
Twisted Trading, Endymion, is that a Trivium tattoo? Strife is in my top 3 songs. Yes, I have a Trivium tattoo. There it is.
Oh, that was. I was wondering. I think I saw this. Yeah, I saw this and I was wondering to myself, dude, what is this from? This is from a band, right? I was thinking, trying to remember. So Trivium. Okay.
I love Trivium. My favorite band. Please go listen to them. I love them. Oh,
I think I've heard like 2 or 3 musics of them. Yeah,
they're so good, dude. And pick whatever song you want. Well, not every song. Crusade's a little.
Send me your favorite, and I'll give it a go again.
Just go on there and listen to Heart from Your Hate. Listen to In Waves. That's a good song too. Strife's a great song. I really like The Ghost That's Haunting You from Silence on the Snow. Silence on the Snow is a good song. Blind Leading the Blind's a good song. And we'll go with Caustic Are the Ties That Bind. That's a great song. Throws of Perdition's a good song. I'm gonna keep going. Down from the Sky is a great song. There's a lot of great songs. Okay, just listen to Trivium.
My favorite band nowadays is called Windrose. They are a dwarf metal band, and they make songs about dwarf metal, and they make songs.
That's what I'm talking about. Dwarf music. He wants to screw with dwarf and Dragon Age. Like, what are we talking about?
No. Listen. They make amazing songs about Lord of the Rings dwarves, Warhammer dwarves, and they recently released a song
into dwarves,
about.
aren't you?
I am, and they recently released a song about Deep Rock Galactic. I'm not kidding.
Okay.
It's called Rock.
Do you know how badass it would be though to see like a midget like metal band?
That'd be sick.
Like that'd be badass, right?
Dude, they dress up as dwarves. They play. I mean, the lead singer.
But are they little people though?
No. He's a very short guy, fat, with a huge beard, and he sings. Dude, look it up on YouTube. It's the best.
What's the band called?
Windrose.
Windrose.
It's an Italian power metal band.
Oh, okay, there you go. Yeah.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I listen to a lot of heavy metal. Recently, I've been listening to the new album from Fit for an Autopsy. That's great. There's a lot of great bands.
Again? That sounds like death metal.
Someone in the chat put Gwar. I'm like, yeah, Gwar. Dude.
Yeah, Gwar's literally, that's what he's talking about pretty much. That's what that is now.
Gorgrind, do you like Gorgrind? Gorgrind is great. I like it too.
Yeah, but like Fit for an Autopsy is great. Wage War is a good band if you just want kind of like metalcore. It's fun to listen to. I like Wage War.
You like Carcass, Cannibal Corpse, this kind of stuff?
Cannibal Corpse, some songs I like. I'm not crazy about them. If you want more extreme kind of stuff that I like, Behemoth is really good. Behemoth is great.
Is great.
Behemoth is a great band. Yeah, Trivia's my favorite. Iron Maiden's probably second, like right up there with number 1. Like it's very hard to
Sepultura, the Brazilian band Sepultura.
Oh yeah, Sepultura. Yeah. They're good too. Yeah. Another really great French band is why can't I remember their name all of a sudden?
Rise of the North.
They literally played at the Olympics. Why can't I remember their name? Oh my god, I'm actually like blanking. I listen to them. Why am I blanking on live? I love this band. I can't remember their name. Gojira, thank God. Why did I forget about that? Oh my god, my brain literally just forgot.
Angra is another awesome Brazilian metal band.
Gojira. Why did I forget Gojira? Oh my god, my brain just like blanked out. I couldn't think of the band.
It's because of you saw too much stuff about Dragon Age Veilguard. So that's why.
That's it. Yeah, my brain's been cooked. Okay. I just got to look at some dwarven hentai like Brutus. The movie fine.
Anyway, guys, I got to run. I got to
it's all good. We're gonna be ending the stream soon here anyway, so it's not a big deal.
Cool. But anyway, it was great hanging with you guys. Brutus, it was nice finally meeting you face to face.
Yeah, dude. Nice to meet you.
I follow you all the time.
Just followed you. I just followed you back on X.
Yeah, man. It's nice meeting you too. And yeah, man. If you guys do play Veilguard, I'll be watching. I won't be playing that shit, but I'll be watching.
I'll play it in my own private time, but I'll have like gameplay of myself playing it eventually when it comes out in my videos. I mean,
I got the game as a gift from a follower, so I'm gonna be live streaming the launch.
Ooh, I wish you all luck with that. Life is too short for me, man. I ain't like you young cats. I'm a little older, man. Like my time is precious now. So
I understand.
I completely understand, man.
All right, guys.
Have a good day or good night.
A good one.
We'll relax, doggy. We'll do a few more of the super chats before we end the show here. $0 G Rose, a new member. Thank you very much. Also, why is he all messed up? Let me make sure we're like, there we go. That looks better. Kamchi for $2. Well, I know many prefer Shadow gameplay than Remake 1. I don't know. Maybe Dash can answer that. I don't know.
I haven't played the new Sonic. I haven't played the remastered portion, but I've played the Shadow gameplay, and it's fucking awesome.
There you go. I haven't played it, so I couldn't even tell you. So, no idea. 2015 Freedom for 5. Love the content. Tired of the dick down the throat in games. Natural play is good. BG3. Baldur's Gate 3 maybe he's talking about? Thank you very much.
If you are tired of dick down the throat, you should not be playing Baldur's Gate 3, man.
Yeah, because apparently they're all trying to sleep with Brutus in that game. Allegedly.
Just kidding.
It's okay, though. We Are Harbinger. That's a Mass Effect 2 thing. For $2. Leviathan sucked. Made to justify the Star Child. You're probably right. But I selected Leviathans. I just don't want to spoil it.
I thought the Leviathan DLC was really good.
Yeah, I don't want to spoil it for Brutus, so I don't want to say much about it, but
I remember the Reapers. Does it have anything to do with the Reapers?
Yes. I don't
Okay, don't tell me. I don't want to. I don't want to know. Okay.
Darius H for $2. Anybody else getting ads during the live? I think you should only be getting them when you come in, I think.
Yeah, on mobile.
That's how I set it up anyway. I set it up so you only get them when you come in, I think, and then that's it. But I'm sorry if it's playing randomly, sorry. Night Demon for $2. Another good game to get besides Dragon Age Veilguard is East 10. Yeah, I literally have it. I have East Nordics. I love the East games. Please play these games.
I haven't played the first 2 East games. I still need to play the other ones. But
yeah, they're great because you don't have to play them in order. They're all their own thing. It starts the same main character for the most part, Adol Christian, but they're always a different adventure for him. You can play East 8 Lacrimosa of Dana. That game's amazing. It's on everything.
I have it. I have all of them on Steam. I just don't have time.
I know they're awesome. And then if you can also play Monstrum Nox, that's the 9th one. That one's amazing too. That one has Castlevania elements to it, really gothic. Memories of Celcida is a really good one as well. I know they're remaking Ark of Nepishtim, or however you pronounce it. And then you can also play East Origin, but that's the only one where you don't play as Adol, and there's multiple playable characters. That one's really cool though. You go up a giant tower, and it's this weird 3D PS1 graphics kind of looking game.
Yeah,
awesome.
I've seen it, bro. I've seen. In fact, when I was about to get started in the series, I was thinking about playing Origins, but then I saw East 1 and 2. Okay, I'm first gonna complete this. And
yeah.
Now I'm gonna follow.
But East Nordics, that's my next big game I want to play because I love those games.
I know that East Nordics has been out for a time on PlayStation, but did they already release on Steam? Or
I'm pretty sure Nordic is available. Yeah, it's on everything. Yeah, I think so.
I see a lot of them on Steam. So is the whole series on Steam or?
I don't know if the whole series is there.
No, I mean
some of them are not.
East 10 was a PlayStation / Switch, if I'm not mistaken, exclusive. Then now, I think that I know that they always port. Nihon Falcon always port their games over to PC. I just not sure if they already did it for East.
Yeah, Falcom also has the Trails games. I bought the new one, Trails into Daybreak. I haven't played it yet though, but I had it since it came out. Just haven't played it yet.
I played Trails in the Sky, and it's an amazing game. I love that game.
I've only beaten the Trails of Cold Steel games, all 4 of them. So I beat all of those.
Yeah.
And then I want to play Trails through Daybreak eventually. And then the second one comes out in early 2025 for all modern consoles. So if you want really great world building games, the Trails games are insane for that. But I love the East games personally. That's my favorite Falcom series. So I have East Nordics, just haven't played it yet, but I have it. Angmar WK for 2. Trivia's Master of Puppets version. I love their cover of Master of Puppets. It's great.
They have Master of Puppets cool.
Yeah, they're great. I love Trivian so goddamn much, dude. If anybody wants to go listen to them, please. They're my favorite band. I love them so much. Twisted Trading for 10. Slipknot, Trivium, and Iron Maiden are the best guys. We can't see your feet, but y'all are standing on business. Thank you very much. I love all those bands.
Do you guys like
though? For me, it's Trivium, Iron Maiden, Slipknot.
Do you guys like Manowar? Manowar is my favorite heavy metal band.
Manowar is good too. There's a lot of old school metal that I listen to, Sonata Arctica, Stradivarius.
Oh, Sonata Arctica. You like melodic metal? I can see it.
Oh yeah. Children of Bodom. Yeah. That's not melodic.
You should listen to Angra. Have you ever listened to Angra?
To which one?
Angra.
No. Just send me that in Twitter DMs. I don't know what that band is.
Dude, it's a legendary Brazilian metal band. It's beloved all over the world. ENDR. You never heard of it? Really?
Never heard of them. No.
It predates even Sonata Arctic. It predates even Stratovarius, bro. I think so.
I love Stratovarius. That band's great too. I just talk about metal all the time. I love so many bands.
I'm gonna send you.
Fit for a King's a good band.
I'm gonna send you some music on my former heavy metal bands too.
That's fine. And then Atreyu. Atreyu's a great band. They're American, but they're like, not really heavy per se, but it's okay. I like them too. Neo gifted one Endymion membership. Thank you very much for that. So whoever wants to grab one, you can grab that right now. And I think that's everybody. I think I've gotten everybody.
Nice.
So do we want to end the stream here because we're at 2 hours and 43 minutes?
Chill call, bro.
Do you guys want to do that for now? Because I think like we were going for a long time. We did the whole Skillup review.
I could leave if you want. Like, if you want to end it, we can end here.
Yeah, I think we should end it because I still have to upload my video to like YouTube, obviously, and all that.
I'm sorry, I know that we kind of deviated too much into other subjects.
I don't care. Don't worry about it. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Honestly, I had a ton of fun.
Yeah, Kabrutus, if you want to come on my show, I'll send you a DM like later.
Yeah, send me a DM and then we can talk.
Like this stream wasn't supposed to happen. I just did it because I wanted to react to the reviews. So like,
yeah, and that was funny. I mean, you never do this kind of stuff, right? You should do it more often, bro.
Yeah, I'm
thinking about starting doing this kind of stuff myself.
You should. Why not? I usually do Yellow Flash's thing every Saturday on Flashcast. I do that for sure.
I know you're on Hypnotics sometimes too.
Sometimes, yeah.
Flash invited me. I participated in one Flash Yellowcast like some months ago. Hypnotic 2 times, Side Scrollers a few times. I mean, I'm always I wasn't. The time I was still in Japan, it was way more difficult because of the time zone. Now I am in Europe. It makes a lot easier to.
Where are you in Europe?
Germany.
Oh, well, there you go. Nice.
Yeah.
How is Germany?
Sorry?
How is Germany?
Dude, I can't tell that much because I didn't go out very often to know a lot of places. But what I can say is that they have Turkish food here, and bro, Turkish food is like top fucking.
Have you had a schnitzel?
Here. It's delicious, bro. I had a donut. I had a what is the name of that sandwich with vegetables? I mean, I don't know the name. Everything is delicious, and the only downside is that since I'm still a Brazilian citizen, everything is super expensive for me here because of the currency conversion. But other than that, it's a great place, man.
Munda says it's almost 4 a.m. in Germany. Is that true? Where you are right now?
Yes, it's 3:45 a.m. here.
Holy crap! I didn't. You should have told me that it was that late for you. I didn't know.
It's okay, dude. It's okay. No worries.
What does this mean? Schwans?
I don't know how to speak.
I swear, if you just made me say a slur and I didn't know,
I wouldn't. You know what? I wouldn't say any German word, like random German word because of that guy, that guy in the past, because of this.
Well, maybe they're saying this is a band. Schwans is a band.
I have no idea.
Maybe
bro.
I don't know. People are saying it's a band. Like people are saying it's a band. I don't know.
Oh, it's a band. Okay,
that's not a real word. Okay, so now I'm getting trolled in German. Jesus, come on, guys. I'm not. How am I supposed to know? Well, whatever. It's fine. Anyway, make sure I don't have any super chats left. We're good. Okay, so super chats are done. We did a long time thingamajig stream. I'm tired. We're working all day. Thanks for coming, everybody. Thanks for watching. I have no idea when I'm going to do a stream next. This is literally just last minute. So if it happens again, it happens again. Chemical Athlete saying more streams. We will see. We will see if I do another stream. We'll see if more nonsense happens, then I will do this. I'll do more of this for you guys. I enjoy reacting to everybody and just kind of like, doing this kind of stuff. I think it's fun. So a new stream in 30 minutes. No. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to go eat a sandwich, and then I'm going to upload my video. My girlfriend is literally standing in the corner of my room waiting for me to get off. Do you want to turn the camera? No? Okay, well. Can I at least prove that I have a girlfriend?
Yeah.
On YouTube being like, you don't have a girlfriend. You're lying.
Yeah, you're in cell, bro.
There she is. Hi.
Hi.
There we go. See, she exists. She's real. I didn't pay for her. I swear. I swear she's real. She's not.
Is she from India? Is she from India?
No.
Oh,
She's
okay.
Sri Lankan and Filipino.
Oh.
And Malaysian. Sorry. I always get that
Sorry?
wrong. Malaysian, Filipino, Sri Lankan.
Ooh.
That's what she
Okay,
is.
Nice. Interesting. Okay.
I didn't pay for her, I swear. I'm not paying her to be here or anything. I wish I would pay. See, there we go. Now I'm getting roasted. See what's going on here? Jesus Christ.
No, to be fair, you put yourself in this. Okay, you started talking about
Endymio, the incel chud who's never touched a woman, so they claim. Exactly. That's it.
They're gonna say that this is like a Tesla robot. That's what
Exactly. Yeah, that's exactly what she is. She's a robot from Tesla. Yeah. See. Yeah. She's just looking at me all weird. I'm sorry. Now she's flossing. I don't know what's going on.
Elon's robots are already Terminators now.
Look at this. This guy said Endymion got a baddie. There we go. So thank you. There you go.
No,
she's cute. I hope you didn't. I'm just reading all the comments. It's an AI hologram. God damn it. See, I can't win. I can't win with you guys. What do you have in there? Oh, raspberries. Nice. Okay.
Ooh.
I'm done.
Look, the picky baby right there. He has to be
I'm not
fat.
picky at all. She's eating raspberries. Oh, don't almost drop that.
Is that strawberry or raspberry?
No, raspberry. She's a DEI hire. This is versatility.
She eats healthy food, bro.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's nice.
No, I met her at the gym.
Really?
That's where we meet people. Yeah.
Wait, you go to the gym? Really?
What are you trying to say, that I'm fat?
No, not really.
Okay.
I mean, look at me. Who am I?
Oh, I know. Yeah. I go to the gym. Yeah. I should go more often, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I just
do
got
She
a
likes
gym
video games.
membership.
Does
I
she
really
like video
should.
games?
She is a gamer. Yeah, I made her play the Mass Effect trilogy. She's playing Yakuza 2 right now. Kiwami. She beat Yakuza 0 and 1. What else did you beat? You beat Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
What else did you play? What's your favorite game? Is Hitman, right?
Yeah.
Tell her
Yeah,
to play.
1, 2, 3.
Tell her I'm recommending her Halo and Street Fighter to her.
You played Street Fighter before. Okay, for Halloween, I'm not gonna show photos or anything yet, but anyway, for Halloween, she's going as Chun-Li from Street Fighter.
Oh,
nice.
nice.
I couldn't get an outfit for Ryu because I just don't have it.
Oh man, that would have been a great couple cosplay.
I know. So I'm gonna go with Solid Snake
awesome.
just because it's easy for me. But because like I couldn't get a Ryu outfit because there wasn't it would like only arrive in like
you
November.
just need to buy a average Brazilian jiu-jitsu kimono and then you can just
Are you
cut-
married? No.
Oh.
Now she's looking at me awkwardly. See what you guys did?
Oh
Put me
no.
on the spot. God damn it. See what's happening? Killing me over here.
She's
She
gonna
could cosplay as unknown 9 protagonists. There you go. You could be a sweet baby protagonist. Yeah. That's like free ESG for the
you
channel.
gotta show her the picture, bro. You
Yeah,
gotta show her
I
the
went
picture of the
to
protagonist.
Comic-Con as Clive from FF16.
There you go. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Snake because it's easy. I have a beard. I bought an eye patch and a headband and a little
You
like
could pull it off. You could definitely pull it
Yeah,
off.
what's the thing called? Airsoft, like an airsoft vest. That's all I can find.
If she's going as Chun-Li, you could just shave your head, use the eye patch, and could be Sagat, from Street Fighter.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. I'm not gonna do that for
You're
about
not
like
that committed to the. Okay, that's okay.
this guy's like, go hang out with your girl. I'm not neglecting her on purpose. It's there we go. See,
adorable.
There we go. Oh, this is a great one here. EndymionTv. That's great. That's what I should rename my channel to that. That's a great name. Okay, I think we got like one more super chat here, then we're good. Having a girlfriend is gay. Real men die alone. That's a perfect place to end the stream. Thank you, Dineska, for the $2. That is the best way to end this stream. That's it. Confirmed gay because I have a girlfriend. That's it. That's how it works. That's what we're gonna do. Okay.
I mean, I'm surprised because your girlfriend is a person of color. I thought that we were all racist bigots.
Oh yeah, exactly right. I should have a white girlfriend. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. Sure.
Look at this. What am I doing? Right?
Yeah,
Having a DEI girlfriend. It's insane.
You betraying the gamer
my
game.
God. Listen, now we're getting super chats like this. Gary Games for $2. Don't lie, that's your sister. In what world would that be my sister?
They look nothing
That
alike.
doesn't make any sense.
Oh, maybe she could be from a different marriage from his father in the different marriage.
He's using a filter.
Half
Damn.
sister.
I'm getting cooked in these replies. Look at
These are just more cant simps that just want to call you an incel.
Yeah, sorry, so you're adopted. Or I'm adopted. I don't know. It's good. Real men love men. That's it. Now we have to be gay.
Oh,
What are you doing, Step Demion? Like, I'm just. The longer this goes on, the worse it gets.
Hey, this VTuber model has a shirtless mode.
No,
please.
No, it's
don't,
okay.
please.
I only, yeah.
Wait a second. Why do you have a shirtless model of your? Why?
Oh yeah, because it's nice. You know, VTubers like you know,
you,
like
Gary.
the girls are sexy. I do sexy guy. So
I'm not sure if I want to participate in one of your streams anymore, man.
What? Just because of the shirt buying? I won't use that.
Where
Peter.
in Germany are you? Let's meet from Morris 95.
I am near Frankfurt. I don't know. I don't even know how to pronounce the name of this city I am, though. It's in German.
Germany.
It's near Frankfurt. Yes,
there you go.
It's near Frankfurt.
There you go.
But hey, furry.
Okay, I think that's everything. I think I got in every super chat, so we're good. So that's please no more super chats, so we can end the stream.
End the stream before they send another one, dude.
1 second. I'm going to Endymion, sister, girlfriend. Can you confirm that Endymion is gay? Very gay. There you go. It's confirmed. That's it.
Yeah.
I now identify as non-binary for the rest of the stream. So anyone that attacks me, you are bigoted. And here we go. Johnny is for $2. We are all gay for Endymion. There we go. Now we're all non-binary. Now none of us can get attacked. Okay. Oh my! Look, I'm getting cooked. He's the bottom. Like I can't win.
Chat just keeps going. It's just,
dude. It will only get worse if you don't finish this.
I know. The longer this goes on, the worse it gets. Look at this guy.
Yes.
Where is it? Endgamion.
Endgamion. That's an awesome nickname. I had to say.
That is a pretty good. Excellent teller for knock 20. Why is Dash winking at me? I feel so weird now. God damn it. God damn it.
You look like
I have that effect on people.
What is the name again? Twink. You look like a twink.
I am not a twink. Well, my next model, I'm gonna make him more Chad like. So
do it, bro. Do it.
Yeah. I'm gonna bulk up. Like that's coming 2025.
Jesus, sister Alabama banjo sounds in the background.
You know
You're
about
gay.
the
review copy is on the way. That's it. Chemical athlete. I'm out of here, weirdos. That's it. Okay. Stream is done officially. Everyone, please go sleep or whatever you want to do. Have a great night, everybody. I'll stream next time whenever the hell it happens. I don't know when it'll happen, but it'll happen. And thank you for being here. Oh, I'm tired. Okay. Bye, gay Bowser. Oh my! Look at this. Listen. I'm done.
So long, gay Bowser.
Have a good night, everybody. Bye bye. I'm ending the stream. Bye bye.
See ya.